Everybody, how are we doing? Welcome to another Chud Watch. Very excited for today because one of our classic Chud Watch people, Andrew Tate, has been getting more attention from people all over the internet. So that's right, we were the hipsters, guys. We knew about Andrew Tate being a cunt before it was cool. So that's fun. How's everyone else doing? Good? Good. Bittergrin says, weird seeing all these people discover Andrew Tate. I know. It's weird that we got there first, but we did it. So that's nice. Avant Gardner, thanks for 4 months. Says already 4 months. Love it. Hello, hello. How's it going? Good, I hope. Yeah. We don't have a hype train or anything as of right now, so we can just get into it. Convenient. What are we gonna do first? Let's watch this overview someone did recently about Andrew Tate. We probably know most, if not all of this, but still, seeing a more polished video about Tate should be interesting. Cupcake Chaos, thanks for 27 months. This one is from someone named Patrick CC. Different CC than the CC we're used to.
Andrew Cobra Tate is currently the most viral person in the world. More people are searching for him than Kim Kardashian, the NHL, Joe Biden, and the entire country of Romania, which is where he currently resides. He gained over 2 million followers in the past few weeks, and that doesn't even represent how much dominance he's had over all of social media in the past few months. Why? Well, every couple of years, social media gets introduced to a new self-proclaimed alpha male, red pill finance expert who flaunts his lifestyle and work ethic, who is idolized by a community of other males online. But Andrew is...
I like that Ferrari guy was in the bottom left. Yasmin Way, thanks for 19 months. 94% to level 1 on a hype train.
It's not just a typical phony that's pretending to be something he's not for a little bit of YouTube views and Instagram followers. He really is a multimillionaire. He really is a kickboxing world champion, but he's also accused of being a money-laundering Romanian mafia ally who runs a global sex trafficking business while selling his Make Money Fast course, dubbed Hustlers University, to his millions of followers. Most videos covering Tate just focused on the surface level stuff he says for views.
If my chick said, I want to do OnlyFans, I'm like, all right, then cool, go do it. How much you made? 10 grand. All right, give me 8. All right, cool. All right.
What woman is going to give you 8 grand?
Because you're my woman, you're doing OnlyFans, you're selling my product.
Your products.
Yes,
The
correct.
women, it's not
Next
your
question.
possession. No.
That's the world we live in now. Females are entitled and fucking lazy.
Another thing I learned is that women are only loyal to the dick they're sucking.
He says these shocking and bewildering ideals to get a rise out of people. Those reactions, whether they're good or bad, lead to more views and obviously fame and followers. A strategy as old as time.
I know exactly what I'm talking about all of the time.
He isn't playing a character, he does believe what he says, but the way he says these things is calculated. You can find hours and hours of content where he sits down and talks about things like, should you let your girlfriend go to the club? And can your girlfriend have a guy best friend? But I want to go deeper. Where does this behavior come from? Why does he have all these shocking allegations against
Miss Case, thanks for 24 months. Happy 2nd anniversary.
him? Let's take a
He seems more insecure in those public interviews. Oh, for sure. 100%.
look at the dark side of Andrew Tate.
24% to level
Andrew's
2.
father, Emery Tate, was described by his peers as somewhat of a superhero. He was a staff sergeant in the U.S. Air Force. He was fluent in Russian, Spanish, German, and English, a martial artist as well. But most notably, he was a chess international master who had many victories over grandmasters. A grandmaster is the highest level you can achieve as a chess player. To this day, the chess world is confused why he was never officially a GM when he met all of the qualifications. Emery was a trailblazer and inspiration for black chess.
Is international chess racist? Genuine question, I don't know. Gitara, thanks for gifting 2 tier 1 subs. Nick with 45 bits says, also request my 2nd sub baby be named Matthew Canuck because Herberdew got traded. Okay, sure. That sounds good to me.
Chess players around the world.
Sure, you can share that vid, Profane Priestess. I think I've
Unfortunately-
probably seen the one you're talking about.
Chess doesn't pay the bills. Emery was poor. He competed in tournaments and pickup games in the park for
Oh, Undead Chronics responded to me multiple times.
money to get to his next location or next meal. He raised his 3 children to think like him. Think of life like a chess match. Every move is calculated, knowing what 1, 2, or even 10 moves will come after that. Emery was nomadic, multicultural, and free. He encouraged his children to be the same way. Andrew grew up in Gary, Indiana, notoriously one of the worst places in America. He took a liking to chess. At age 5, he was an Indiana state champion. At 6 years old, he was playing against 3 10-year-olds.
Avant Gardner with 245 bits says, rest of my bits till I get paid and doing well, thank you.
And
Thanks.
winning. Then at age 11, his parents got divorced, and his mother moved him and the kids to Luton, England. This is where he would grow up. Living with his mother meant that he no longer had a chess coach. He no longer spent 3 to 4 hours a day with his dad learning strategy. All he had was his younger brother Tristan, which altered his life path immensely. He picked up fighting around age 15, which became his new passion. Fighting and chess are similar in 2 ways. Each sport is a one-on-one battle between 2 people. There's basically no luck involved. Every move, movement, punch, and piece move needs to be calculated. Your opponent must react based on your choice. The biggest difference is that fighting is obviously physically demanding and mentally challenging, whereas chess is only mental. Because of his chess background, he was already mentally ready. As he grew tall and strong, he obeyed his trainer and worked to become a 6'4", 200-pound kickboxing mixed martial artist. In the early 2000s, he fought in an MMA league and a kickboxing
Chicken Side Eye, thanks for gifting a sub and 12 months. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much.
league. He had a 3
Who made this? Patrick CC is the name of the person who made this.
2 amateur record in the MMA
45% to level 3.
Ultimate Warrior Challenge in the UK. In his pro MMA debut, he knocked out Shane Kavanaugh. However, he stuck to
Here's a
kickboxing
link.
since he made more money from it. In his International Sport Kickboxing Association career, he lost his first 2 fights, then went on a 4 consecutive win streak before getting a title shot against Paul Randall in 2009. He won the Cruiserweight Championship in this bout, then he defeated Daniel Hughes for the IKF Cruiserweight title. But before social media dominated our world, someone like Andrew had to resort to more classic media like radio and TV to get his name out there and promote fights. Around 2009, he explored the world of reality TV. The Ultimate Traveler was the first show Andrew appeared on. The concept was 6 amateur backpackers competing for $12,000 by trying to navigate Indonesian challenges with no knowledge of the country. On this show, it was clear Andrew was the same guy he
Oh my god, look at babyface Andrew. That's so crazy.
is now. Just
How does Tate connect to the flat earth? Is that a CC joke?
not a millionaire.
Me and her have completely opposite trade-offs, and she wants the executive class and you know, and a nice hotel, etc. And she expects me to front that with my travel of the week money when I'm not going to.
Chloe's really broke and she keeps dropping hints, but it doesn't matter how many hints she drops. I'm not going to spend money unless I want to.
His brother Tristan, who had a very similar life path, was on Shipwrecked, an island survival reality show. The two became go-tos in Europe reality TV for producers that needed tenacious and cocky young men. He got a shot at the ISKA World Light Heavyweight title on a 3-day notice against Frenchman Jean Benoit. He lost. However, his team submitted a video of the fight and demanded a rematch, in which he was granted, and won the second time by knockout in the 8th round, making him world champion for the very first time.
This is Andrew Tate. I am the ISKA Kickboxing World Champion, the ISKA World's Most Amazing Person. Funny, tall, muscly.
By the time
This is what I don't get. Why be an asshole when you're this successful? You know what I mean? Like, Andrew Tate, like, I'm not into, like, fighting or chess or any of that stuff, but clearly he's a talented guy. You know, he's talented in very specific things, and he should be happy with that. You'd think he'd just be proud of himself and happy and wouldn't need to overcompensate so much. It's so weird, because he seems miserable when you hear him talk at any length of time. It's just constant, like, trying to put other people down because he feels shitty about himself and other stuff, and it's so weird. I don't get it. I don't understand how you can have this much success and luck in life, not to mention clearly, like, whether I like the guy or not, he clearly has a work ethic, right? The guy, like, does shit. It takes a lot of work to train to be in shape enough to, like, win fights and stuff like that. How is he this, like, successful and he still turns out to be an asshole? For the life of me, I don't get it.
he was 27, he had multiple world titles and successfully defended them. He had a number of different fights.
45% to level 3 with a minute and a half left. Moira Soma gifts 5 tier 1 subs and actually gets us over level 3 or just about to it, 100%. Oh, there we go. Flipping over to level 4 right now.
In different leagues all
Andrew Tate is your role model? That's pretty sad, man. I hope you feel better in the future.
around the world, such as Infusion Live, IKF, and ISKA.
This is a world title, and this means that I am the best kickboxer in the world. Now, because I'm so cool, I actually
At least he's in shape. You know, if you're looking for a workout program, he's probably a good person to go to. If you're looking to be a decent human being, probably not great. Minty Treasure, thanks for 100 bits.
2 world titles at 2 different weights. So while you're best in the world at nothing, you're not even the best in your town at anything, I'm the best in the world twice.
Andrew knew he was losing the love for fighting, but he was clearly worried that his life would spiral out of control if he didn't have enough money to keep him from being bored.
If I had enough money to constantly entertain myself, unless I'm a billionaire, I need something that keeps me focused and keeps me occupied in life.
It was time to build his empire. In 2015, he quit fighting to solely focus on making money. He sat down with his brother Tristan and said, "How can we get rich?" They spent countless hours on YouTube, researching the Federal Reserve, banking institutions, inflation, investing, and how money works. One day while scrolling through the internet, he saw an ad, "Talk to Live Girls Now," which brought him to a live stream where you can communicate with a real woman. He immediately realized the opportunity of creating a webcam business because he conveniently had 6 girlfriends in different countries. Evidently, being a world-class athlete gets women very interested in you, even if you aren't rich. He told
Granite Cuttlefish with 100 bits says, I think it's like being an Ayn Rand fan. They feel the success is a result of being an asshole. Maybe.
Told them all to fly to London because he had a business proposal. When they got there, they all looked at each other shocked. 2 of them felt betrayed and left. 4 of them heard his business plan, and only 2 of them stayed. So it was just the Tate brothers and their 2 girls. The girls would do their thing on camera, chat with the men. They had a keyboard that was unplugged, but Andrew would sit behind the computer off camera and talk to the men in the live chat, pretending to be the girls, and they would do things.
Where's that troll? Do you also want to make a fortune sexting dudes like Andrew Tate? More power to you if you do. I'm just saying. I don't know. Doesn't seem like the most alpha behavior I've ever heard, based on how these people tend to talk about themselves. Dude, how many dudes did Andrew make come to make his money? Just wondering.
Things or say things in exchange for money. He said he was generating around $3,000 per day.
And once the girls learned they could do it themselves, then I thought, I don't know, I need some more chicks.
In order to grow his business efficiently,
Puka, thanks for 20 months, 88% to level 4.
he needed to hire women who would offer themselves for his service, but not have the ambition or expertise to build a website, run ads to get traffic, then converse with men online, maintain their finances, pay for the internet, and all the overhead that goes along with running an online business.
A cam girl is much more a therapist than she is a porn star. Like, she can make so much money from showing her whatever, but she makes the big money from making these guys like her, being funny, banter.
Basically, he was building what exists on Twitch today, and
I don't think he knows what a therapist is, if he thinks that's what a therapist is.
the hot tub section. At his peak, he had 75 women working for him at 4 different locations. However, this was a huge mistake, according to him.
75 women worked for me at the peak of it all. But that was a mistake, because when you have a bunch of girls working for you like that, the only way you can motivate them is with money. When I started, the girls worked for me because they loved me, right? That's the old school pimp game, isn't it?
Downsizing to just 8 women, 4 of which...
Oh no, I might have to fairly compensate the people doing the work. Can't have that. Neemsor Kolboth, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. The funny thing is, if he's working at volume, even if he did pay a greater share of the profit to the actual sex workers, like, doing the work, he could still probably make more money overall, taking a smaller cut of a larger pool, but I'm guessing it's just offensive to him, the idea of giving a fair share of profits to the workers. Bittergrin says, I mean, obviously he doesn't know what a therapist is. He's never seen one. Apparently. 161% to level 5. Thanks for the level 5 hype, everyone. Much appreciated.
Were his girlfriends, and 4 were his brother
Especially
Tristan's girlfriends,
Neemsor
was
for
when they
the
all worked together
baller
to
10
make the most
gifted
money
subs,
they ever had, since
and
they were all
Moira Soma
motivated
for the
and, in
5.
his words, in love with him. They were able to
Angie
generate
Tara for the two.
$400,000 per month with his online cam business.
That when a girl worked for me, it was 50-50.
So the girls who loved me and worked for me, my main girlfriends, they'd get probably around 20% of their money. I'd keep 80% of the money they made.
Some people immediately look at this and think, well, he's a pimp, insinuating that these women are afraid of him and he's forcing them into doing work that they don't want to do.
People have this idea that, oh, you're a pimp, you just get these girls who say work and they're scared of you and they just work. It's bullshit. I was doing this in London. A girl could have walked out the door any day, called the police on me any day, and they didn't. They wanted to be with me because they genuinely understood that their life was better if they obeyed me.
Olivia, Jesus Christ, I was the second man she ever in her whole life.
That's financial abuse.
Man, it hurt her at every moment that I was doing it, but it felt good for me, so who gives a shit?
Andrew uses strong words like obey me, which is what tends to get him in trouble a lot. His strong diction indicates he is totalitarian and dictator-like, but some people argue that he just speaks as clearly and directly as he can. If he said, "My girls trusted my ambition and leadership," people might not be as shocked. But when you read what he wrote on his website, it insinuates that his girlfriends were coerced into working for him and maybe didn't leave because of fear. I've had over 75 girls work for me, and my business model is different than 99% of webcam studio owners. Over 50% of my employees were actually my girlfriend at the time, and none were in the adult entertainment industry before they met me. Sadly, in 2015, Emery Tate passed away unsuspectedly during a chess match in California. He was 56 years old. May he rest in peace. Now retired from fighting, he needs to occupy his time. He gets invited to do the show Big Brother UK for its 17th season. The format of the show is very similar to a typical reality series. A bunch of contestants in a house. They have to do challenges to maintain a status in the house.
Big Brother's been on the air for like 30 years. I've never seen a single episode of Big Brother.
One person gets voted out each week until the last person ends with a cash prize. But we all know the challenges.
They just like hang out in the house and do generic reality show competitions. That seems kind of like boring. I don't know. And I like shitty, trashy reality shows. That just sounds like a boring concept for one. At least Survivor, which I also don't watch, they're like out in a jungle or something. They're just like in a house.
Are like 10% of why people watch and 90%.
I had an ex once who was like super into Big Brother and I did not get it.
For the drama, relationships, toxicity, and chaos that comes with strangers living together.
She was the same one who wanted to see me pee.
After just 7 days
I've told that story
on the show, he was booted off. Andrew says it's because the producers were afraid of a physical altercation taking place, in which obviously Tate would destroy the other men in the house. However, there was a video made public that shocked a lot of people and got him kicked off the show.
You message one other guy ever again, whether we're together or not. You understand me? Do you understand me?
Did I say the word listen? Did I say the word listen? Stupid bitch.
Tate said that a part of the video was cut out where they were laughing and joking, making him look bad. He also provided a video of the same girl and her response to the outrage on social media, leading people to believe that it was consensual.
Are you gonna do it again? Are you gonna do it like a man this time?
What do you mean like a man this time? Last time I beat you...
Pussy last time.
Like a pussy?
Yeah.
I beat you so bad, I've been called a woman beater all over the f***ing country.
Well, to me that was like a pussy. You need to do it like a real man. Or stop taking a bell off.
Regardless, Tate was increasing his reach. His social media started growing slowly but surely. Twitter became his new vehicle to stay relevant, and the cam business was making him rich. The next major business move for the Tate brothers was cryptocurrency.
So I was buying Bitcoin when they were $3,000 with my webcam money. Tens of thousands of dollars a Bitcoin.
I'm wondering how their actual like money is doing now, because they, from my understanding, made a lot of money in Bitcoin and other crypto, which I know they're just discussing here, but I knew that before because we'd seen Tate talk about it at length. Considering Bitcoin is under half what it was like a year ago, are they in any sort of trouble? I'm assuming they weren't holding most of their assets in crypto. I would hope not, but Tate kind of seems dumb, so it's hard to say.
Bitcoin. My net worth would be half of what it is if I'd never invested in cryptocurrency. But at the time, I didn't see it as an investment. I was in a world where the people I was dealing with took crypto. It was easier for me to take their crypto than to take big bank payments.
They didn't buy into crypto because they were savvy.
I do not believe that. Morak Ben Eoth says, So I've been given an opportunity to play in the Lovecraft-inspired Pathfinder campaign, Strange Aeons. I'm struggling to come up with a character concept, the basics of the campaign setup as we all wake up in the basement of an asylum with only basic memory of who we are. I'm leaning towards a spellcaster like Oracle or Witch, but not sure. I don't know Pathfinder classes. You should be... Do they have tieflings? Be a monster person. Chromatic Cuttlefish with 75-bit says, I love the reaction to the French series of Big Brother when a bunch of up-in-arms French citizenry stormed Big Brother house like the Bastille. I can't even tell if that's a joke.
Heavy investors. They insinuated that the business people they were dealing with preferred to use an untraceable and encrypted payment method. Spending tens of thousands of dollars of Bitcoin led them to getting filthy rich, kind of by accident. For the next couple of years, Andrew casually flaunted his lifestyle on Instagram while being very openly supportive of Donald Trump and the MAGA community. He has been seen having dinners and meetings with famous right-wing journalists and politicians. Obviously, this made him a lot of enemies online and became the self-proclaimed king of toxic masculinity. However, he ran into a major problem that almost destroyed his cam business. Tate owned a 10-bedroom house that became the workspace for these women. He kept food and alcohol in the house so that they could loosen up for work.
The girls used to drink, and this one girl drank too much wine.
Have I seen this guy yet? Hold on.
I see a lot of videos for women on YouTube on...
No, I'll save him though. One sec. I'm assuming that's a Chud, based on the title.
She threw up everywhere. I told her to clean up. She started giving me some attitude, so I took all her threw out the window. Got her 2 arms, took her ass, put her outside my door.
The girl demanded that he pay her the 1,000 euros that she was owed, and he didn't. Then 3 months later, at 5 o'clock in the morning, the English police raided his house. They took $100,000 worth of electronics, computers, cameras, and phones, and opened an investigation on him. Apparently, the woman just said that he hit her, and that prompted this raid.
Door comes off the hinges, boom, police bust in, fully armored, helmet.
However, every single girl that was in the house defended Andrew and said that he did not hit her and that she was lying. The woman even admitted to lying about the situation, but it still took him 2 years and $450,000 in legal fees for the case to close and for him to not be charged with any crimes. This situation prompted his move to Romania, which was the ideal place for him to live for a few different reasons.
People say, why do you live in Romania? And I explain my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era. They go, oh, well, you're a rapist. I say, no, I'm not a rapist. But I like the idea of being able to just say to do what I want. I like being free.
And I met a police chief.
Free to assault women? Boy, if only there was a name for that.
I told him my story, and he said, well, in Romania, if she doesn't have proof of if she doesn't have physical evidence, then there's no progression. If she can't say here's a red mark or here's where he hurt me, there's no case. And it's word on word. And I said, that makes a lot more sense.
So Romania is absolutely...
He literally moved to a different country in a different part of the world so he could beat and rape women. Think about that. Think about that. Jesus Christ.
But it's a corruption that everyone can participate in. I would much rather live in a country that's corrupt, where I get stopped for speeding and I give them a little bit of money, than a country that's corrupt like America, which says it isn't corrupt. You have to be a billionaire and have a private jet and go to islands to get away with it, you know? Like, if you're going to be corrupt, which every nation on earth is, then let everyone play the game.
It seems like Andrew moved to Romania to participate in a corrupt society. His mindset is that all governments are corrupt. At least in this country, he can be a part of it. So he started a new life with new businesses in Romania. There isn't a ton of information about his businesses, and he obviously doesn't like to talk about them. However, he bought a bunch of land out there and now cultivates tobacco, which he intends on producing his own cigars. He also owns 10% of the RXF, which is basically like the Romanian UFC. Some of the fights, he and his brother Tristan do the English commentary.
I never dreamed I'd have that name called out at a fight show that I was commentating, Andrew.
Around 2017, Andrew decided to ramp up his social media presence, taking to YouTube and Twitter to start sharing his thoughts on the world. The very first video, Andrew Tate on gun control.
My name's Andrew Tate. I'm the most knowledgeable human in the world.
That very first sentence set the tone for his YouTube career. He started posting vlogs to showcase his lifestyle. Fast cars, women, traveling all over the world. But more notably, he started posting these short videos where he quickly speaks his mind on a variety of random topics. Why real men don't cry, alcohol, top 5 reasons you should never own a cat. Basically, if you saw a Tate upload, you knew it was going to be a farce.
I'm a vegetarian and I don't eat gluten. Okay,
Have you achieved anything else in your life? Do you have any actual personality? Are you anything, or are you just a person who doesn't eat meat and doesn't eat bread? And I hate when I tell people my story, my turbulent story, like, well, you know that air travel is the safest form of travel. Don't come at me with statistics, motherfucker. I know statistics. I do not like, and I will never, ever wear headphones in public. When you put your headphones in, and you're walking down the street, listening to your music, you are a target.
Some child is outside enjoying their life, playing with toys and smiling in the sunshine and having fun. I hate happiness. I hate happy children.
His over-abrasive delivery makes you wonder if he's just joking or not. These YouTube videos were designed to drive traffic to his website, tateshinkai.net, where he sold a course on how to get girls, a course on how to get in shape, a course on chess, a course on body language, and even a course on building your own webcam empire. Everything you would see from a typical YouTube guru. Over time, he started to move outside of the pointless rants and into more serious topics.
My problem with that gentleman is not that he was black. My problem with that gentleman is that he pulled a machete and tried to kill someone in broad daylight.
Think that you, as a person, can save the West and be more powerful than all the information, Google, the media, all the external forces, all these people pushing for America's demise? You don't stand a chance. Because I'm a happy, contented individual. And all the people who sit there and tell me, you shouldn't be so arrogant, they're the people who are unhappy. You shouldn't be arrogant.
That's so weird. Tate is one of the most insecure and clearly unhappy people I've ever had the displeasure of having to watch on this show. He just oozes insecurity, which, as I explained earlier, is super weird because he is a successful and in-shape guy. I don't understand this attitude. He needs to go to therapy because the dude is constantly shitting on everyone else in order to hide from his own insecurity, and it's super fucking weird. Siberian Winter, thanks for 14 months, says, oh, hi, oh, Jesus Christ, we're doing Tate. Let me get the oven mitts before I punch a hole in my monitor. And Meek with 45-bit says, from years of watching Tate with you, I get the distinct impression that Tate isn't as controversial as he seems and that he's probably quite cowardly, or rather, confrontational as he seems. No, I think he'd probably beat people up if he knew he could get away with it. The dude has anger problems. Now, if it was a guy who was maybe bigger than him, or had a decent chance against him, would he fight him on the street? I don't know. But he certainly doesn't have a problem with, like, beating people who can't defend themselves against him, so...
Arrogant, you should be like me, a meek, humble piece of shit. Well, I don't want to be like you because you're a fucking loser.
What's interesting is that Andrew didn't talk much about women and relationships too much in the beginning of his YouTube career. Sure, he had a video here and there about his views, but most of his videos were focused on money, success, and the mindset to get there. However, these types of videos typically are associated with the YouTube pickup artist, the ladies' man. As time went on, Andrew's followers requested that he give advice on women, male and female roles, and how he's able to have success with women.
Girls run their mouth. I just start beating the f*** out of them, not even having sex. They love it more than ever. They like it more. The less sex you have with them, the better.
I have nothing to talk to women about besides either sleeping with them or... Wait. Yeah, that's it.
Men are trying to get laid, so they pretend to be friends with the girl, hoping that one day she'll get drunk enough and let them f*** her.
Obviously, his bold statements and opinions ruffled feathers. It was the type of content...
He doesn't have success with women, he pays for sex. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it, too. First name bunch of numbers says, I mean, he moved to a country based on what horrible things he could do and get away with, so I fully believe he'd commit physical violence on someone. Yep.
That attracted a lot of anti-women incels. But a lot of his fans see the truth in his statements, despite his bold delivery. He started getting more attention from YouTubers like Mr. GG and Leon Lush, making commentary videos about him. Comedian Tom Segura and his wife Christina P. would react to his videos very often on their podcast, with their reactions getting hundreds of thousands of views. However, that only helped him grow more. The War Room launching.
Sky Comment says, True peaked in high school energy with this one.
The War Room is a global network in which exemplars of individualism work to free the modern man from socially induced incarceration. In 2019, it only cost $500 to get in. Today, it costs $5,000 to get in. So who...
There was someone in my ads on Twitter the other day. I don't think this is necessarily true, but they were claiming they were a student of the War Room or whatever, and that they had paid Tate all this money, and he was like, I'm gonna be a millionaire in the next 5 years, and I'll be back to tell you I told you so. And I hope so badly that person was a troll, because, like, if that person actually gave Tate thousands of dollars, holy shit. No wonder the world is falling apart. Too many stupid people giving money to stupider rich people. It's just the worst. Meek says, as for the reason why Tate is like this, his dad Emery Tate was known as a belligerent drunk who supposedly got discharged from the military for a personality disorder. That tracks.
Who could possibly be in the network that would make it worth this much money? Well, there's author Bobby Dino and Iggy, master of spells and shadows. The War Room in Miami looked like some powerful congregations. It's pretty unclear as to what they actually do.
Making money is easy. You just take it from somebody.
It's kind of like a country club. You get next to other people with money, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee you success. The biggest and most notable business he is associated with are the 15 casinos he opened up in Romania. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, his casinos closed down just 3 months after they opened.
The first thing is I own some casinos in Romania. 3 brothers, mafia guys, they own 400 casinos throughout Eastern Europe. I came up to him and said, look, I want to do a franchise with you.
Do mafia guys want you to go on podcasts and openly say they're mafia guys? Because I feel like that's probably a pretty big rule in the mafia, is don't go on podcasts and use their name and say they're in the mafia.
We just said, we're not interested in franchises. We have enough money. We just open them ourselves. We turn over 10 million euros a day. Why do I need your franchise? Eventually, I came up.
Where does Tate stream? YouTube?
With a plan. I said, look, how about this?
He goes on a lot of people's podcasts and stuff, too.
I'll open up your locations directly next to your biggest competitor. Worst case, the location doesn't pay any money, but at least it takes money from your competitor. I'll give you a percentage of turnover, so even if it doesn't make profit, you make money. I'll take all the financial risk.
I'm not sure what casinos they are, but just by a quick Google search, it seems like a ton are still closed in Romania. So he's been paying rent, and they haven't been open for potentially 2 years. The pandemic impacted businesses around the world. Everyone was facing some serious financial pressure. So Andrew needed a way to come up with a new cash flow method. Hustlers University 2.0 was born. This was a no-nonsense crash course on how to get rich fast and be successful in business, taught by a multi-millionaire.
In Hustlers University 2.0, we teach about fast money. I don't teach you how to save more money in a stagnant pool, because that's the way you're listening. If you do that, you're always going to be poor.
Hustlers University and the War Room seem to provide the same information as to how to make money online. The War Room just hosts meetings in the physical world and costs $5,000.
We help people get multiple passports and multiple residencies and multiple bank accounts because I believe your number one priority as the world reopens should be getting as many passports and residencies as possible, because slavery is absolutely coming to the world.
The university costs $50 per month and will teach you 18 modern wealth creation methods to get rich quick. These methods are so that you can escape.
And he's not going to do anything about it except try not to be one. He's going to want to be one of the slave holders, just not a slave. He's not against the system. He's against being on the bottom rung of it.
Matrix.
So any form of oppression no longer applies to me. I can't be canceled, my finances are secure, I've escaped the Matrix. And when I talk about the Matrix, it primarily applies to men because men are the backbone of the slave force.
In order to effectively promote this business, he needed to take to social media. Andrew realized producing his own content was too limiting. He needed to collaborate with people who already had followings and platforms. He shows up, talks shit, entertains people, and promotes his course. So he does a media tour. Some key podcasts that helped him were the Fresh and Fit podcast, who are known in what is called the Manosphere, which is a group of content creators who have very strong opinions on men and women gender roles. They typically admire and praise the traditional way of male and female.
This person is being far too fucking diplomatic. They're fucking shitbags. They're misogynistic pieces of shit that try and disguise their views behind traditional ways of being.
Dynamics. Man works, pays the bills, women raises the kids. Fresh and Fit are probably the biggest and most culturally relevant of all the podcasts in this media tour. They absolutely obsessed over Tate, fawned over him. Now 3 of their biggest podcast episodes ever are with Andrew, and he got adopted by that community. Another one that helped him a lot was Your Mom's House with Tom Segura, where Tom was genuinely laughing at Tate's jokes and genuinely agreeing with his ideals. Tom praised his comedy, which is a huge cosign from a professional stand-up comedian.
You're so rich, but you're smart, and you're actually very intelligent, and I know you'd get really bored of a robot. And I'm sitting there thinking, bitch, I wish to God you were a robot. You better shut the fuck up. We talk about star signs? Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Tell me more about by Sagittarius rising. So I've had this argument with a feminist before. She was like, oh, well, we've never tried matriarchies. We've only tried patriarchies, blah, blah, blah. And I said, listen, bitch.
Some people thought this was all a character. Some people hated him for his abrasive and misogynistic takes, and some people praised him for being the ultimate alpha male. The combination made him an unstoppable force. His follower counts were rising significantly. In December 2021, he had 6,000 students paying him $50 per month on Hustlers University. $300,000 per month. That's not bad. Today, he has 110,000 students paying $50 per month. That is $5.5 million per month. $66 million per year, all profit. He says this course isn't about money. It's just him genuinely trying to better people's lives. He says, I already have money. I don't need money. It's the perfect sales
Which is why
pitch.
he still charges people for it, even though he doesn't need money. Genius, Tate.
Nobody who
Fucking
signs up
idiot.
will think they're getting scammed. He said his brother makes about $300,000 per month on his OnlyFans management business. His 15 casinos have a ton of overhead costs. On top of being closed for 2 years, they would have to be in the heart of Las Vegas to pull anywhere near $1 million per month. His online course is more than likely his most successful business he has ever built. This course was all built on the idea of getting rich like him, and he was rich before, but $300,000 per month and $5 million per month are way different levels.
Meek says, have people's social skills degraded to the point where they can't tell that Tate isn't joking? People seem to defend a lot of people using that line of reasoning nowadays. Some of it's disingenuous.
Now
They know that it's not a joke. They just want to use that as a defense for their shitty beliefs.
he is filthy rich. So am I suggesting he...
By the way, I keep forgetting to bring it up. This upcoming Sunday, we're going to do the patron-only live stream. So if you'd like to join the patron-only live stream this month, you can still become a patron over at patreon.com/Hannah Reloaded.
He made millions off podcast appearances? Well, not exactly, but he did make a very key change in his approach that changed everything. He instructed the members of the War Room to blow him up on social media. This is how. He went on as many podcasts and talk shows as he possibly could. While he was there, he performed. He told his members to clip as many segments as they could, edit them up a little bit, make an Andrew Tate page on TikTok, YouTube, or whatever social media, and post the clips as if it was him posting. The clips constantly went viral because of how polarizing he is. Andrew has an official YouTube and official Instagram, not even a Twitter anymore. Some students have TikTok accounts with hundreds of
banned on
thousands of
Twitter.
followers from simply clipping his podcast appearances. In their bio of their pages, they will have an affiliate link to the Hustlers University course. If someone signs up through their link, they get 10% of the first month sign-up fee, which is $5. So thousands of students are reposting his content, getting hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of views, absolutely flooding
He accidentally invented a pyramid scheme.
every algorithm on every social media with
It's a bunch of I words trying to get other I words to sign up using their affiliate link, so those
videos of him,
Okay,
making
cool.
him insanely famous. Then when they get that attention, they use it to promote his course, in which they make $5 one time, and he makes $45, then $50 a month every month after. Literally, all these people are grinding for him for maybe a $5 sign up. And if nobody signs up, Andrew still benefits because his fame and relevance is skyrocketing. But like I said before, 110,000 signups, $5 million per month. His plan is working exactly the way he wanted it to.
And you're existing inside of a system which is deliberately rigged to make the rich richer and for the poor to stay poor.
Yeah.
Correct. The issue is that Tate's solution is to just become the rich person.
The average amount of money the person makes in their first month is only $300. Doesn't matter. It costs you $50 to join. After 3 months, $150 commitment, the average amount of money created by each individual is over $1,800.
So his modern making money fast techniques lead to an average of $300 in the first month, a whopping $250 profit in 30 days. That's $8 per day or $1 per hour. And after 3 months, you'll average $1,800. That's $1,650 profit. Jump up to $18 per day or $2.25 per hour.
You can't just save money in a stagnant pool. You need to learn how to get fast.
Is he going to interrogate those claims at all, or is he just going to take that at face value and act as though that's a verified claim? Because holy shit, this person is not questioning any of the claims Tate is making so far, and it's kind of obnoxious to me. Sky Comet says, it's an I-word MLM. I've officially seen it all.
First month is only $300.
And buy the right things quickly.
First month is only $300.
So you can buy more.
So according to his averages, working at McDonald's is a 7 or 8 times faster money-making method than his course. If you try to do any research on what the course entails, it's all videos of other people who are saying positive things about the course so that you will sign up using their affiliate link and they get paid. So we don't really know how valuable the information is inside the course. He was arrested. On April 11th, 2022, the Romanian police responded to an alleged kidnapping that 2 women were being held against their will in Andrew Tate's house and being forced into sex. One of those women was American. The police were alerted by officials of the U.S. Embassy in Romania. The brothers were arrested, the house was searched, but nothing really happened and they were released. The report says that there is an ongoing investigation looking into a potential human trafficking case with these men. The Tate brothers said that the American girl's boyfriend got jealous that she was at their mansion, and he called the cops lying, saying that she was held against her will.
I get about 50 to 100 DMs on Instagram a day from women.
Yeah. Please kidnap me.
Hot women.
Please.
Will you kidnap me? Smiley face.
Tate fans say,
Nick with 45 bits says, someone as money hungry as Tate might not be the kind of person to really splurge on IT security, just saying.
well, if they were actually doing those crimes, then they would be in jail. Whereas other people point out that a human trafficking investigation could take many, many years to conduct. Some people think he's guilty because of his suspicious ways of recruiting women to work for his cam business, on top of Tate's convenient reasons why he wants to live in Romania.
So Romania is absolutely corrupt. It's a corruption that everyone can participate in.
To say, no, I'm not fucking pissed. But I like the idea of being able to just say to do what I want.
Laws don't really apply to you. If they made a law in the UK I was unhappy with, I'd just leave. And if they made a law in Romania where I live I'm unhappy with, I would just leave.
One thing that Andrew Tate is not is dumb. He knows how to sell the dream, he knows how to say things that people want to share, and there's a lot of truth in his statements. He's had constant viral videos talking about how governments manipulate and control people, how they put lies into citizens' heads and create false realities. The Matrix.
The most valuable thing on the planet today is human capital. Even the people at the very, very top echelons of life, all they care about is controlling people.
The only way to escape the Matrix is to follow him and do what he says. He studied exactly what he claims the Western world does. He understands it and then implements those exact strategies he claims to loathe directly back to the people that love and support him. So now they are controlled by his Matrix. But remember, Andrew Tate is never satisfied.
It was good, but you know, like, I don't ever feel like I'm satisfied.
Food means nothing when you're rich. It's too cheap. Any man who sits and says that sex is great or sex is fun just clearly hasn't had enough sex, because sex is boring. Sex is a chore.
He's so rich, he doesn't even get fulfillment from food. Money means nothing.
This is what I'm saying when I'm saying Andrew's fucking miserable. He's like talking all the time like, oh, look at all the women I get. Like, Andrew, if you're not even enjoying your life, if you're not enjoying the company of these women, which you've said before you don't like to talk to women or have any sort of like interpersonal connection, and now you're saying you don't even like sex, so what are you even getting out of this, Andrew? Like, it's not baller to be on a private jet and eating at, like, fancy restaurants and being rich and having all these women if you don't enjoy it, Tate.
He said it over and over again. He wants to conquer.
We are obsessed with power.
I get more and more powerful. You don't want money, you want power.
The only thing left for you to decide is if he's really trying to better the lives of others and allow them to escape the Matrix. Is he using the same exact brainwashing tactics the elite use on his own followers and living life like a reckless mafia boss? Or is this all just one long scheme for him to make another dollar and cure his boredom?
Because I'm not built to live a normal existence. I can't do it. I couldn't just have a kid with some girl and sit at home and work a little bit and relax. I've never relaxed my entire life. I don't know what relaxing is. It's just not me.
What a nutbag.
Andrew Cobra Tate is currently...
Okay, what are we gonna do next? How about when Hassan talked to Tate recently?
The disclaimer is, Hassan, Andrew, I don't know.
Flashback to the early days of French Big Brother. Oh, they did actually storm it. That's funny. Protesters have tried to stop the filming of controversial French reality TV hit Loft Story in the third demo against the show in a week. Some 50 demonstrators gathered on Saturday at the guarded compound where the contestants are living under the eye of cameras 24 hours a day. The protests began peacefully in front of the wall separating the street and the studio, with people holding place cards reading Trash TV, Criminal TV, and Free the Chickens at least. One read, with Trash TV the people turn into idiots, the guinea pigs squeal and the mafia grows richer. French people know how to protest.
Have you heard it?
Sky Comet says, damn, he doesn't enjoy anything. He's the definition of a dukkha, the Buddhist concept of suffering from greed.
Go ahead, Andrew, tell him.
Like, it's 6:16 a.m. We're having fun. We can do like some debate if we want, whatever. But it can't.
No.
be...
I'm not even trying to debate. I just was trying to get Aiden to say that you were coping about the mic thing, but he wouldn't. He refused to say it. We can, but no, I do.
Fix the mic. It's echo cancellation. It's gone.
Okay, well, I do gotta admit that no, it does take balls to then say that you would be down to debate me or have a conversation with me next time around. So, you know, props to you on that one for sure. We can do it at a different time. A real man, a real alpha. I'm a member of Hustlers University now. Okay, a real tough G does not make excuses. He gets better.
Welcome to Hustlers University, my friend. Hopefully you can, you know, stop being a brokey.
I'm a member, Tate.
A workie?
I'm a member.
Wait, Cheezer, you signed up too?
I swear I signed up.
Tell everyone Hustlers University changed your life. Let's do that.
Hassan, real quick. I always wanted to ask you this question. Who did you vote for?
What?
Joe Biden.
I voted for Joe Biden.
Oh, I voted for Kanye.
Nice.
Okay, that's okay. Oh no!
I'm sorry that that didn't work out.
Well, hold on again.
Next topic. No, I can't. It's over.
Hassan, do you think Joe Biden's a good president?
No.
That's it.
Fucking dog shit.
All right, at least you're not completely insane. Then okay, there's some hope for our conversations in the future. I was waiting for you to start defending Joe Biden.
No, Joe Biden sucks.
Time.
I mean, let's be honest though. I mean, I saw vote for Bernie, so I mean, that's.
I love Bernie. Bernie's great. Bernie's honest.
Copium.
Yeah,
I mean, Bernie is honest.
None of them are. Yeah, well, yeah, but the Democrats.
Bernie's more honest than all the other ones.
I want to talk about Hustlers University, guys. Listen, I only have 101,000 students. I want to try and, you know, get that up.
I'm here to push my alleged scam, people. Can we refocus on the alleged scam?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to talk to you about that, but if you bring that up, it's gonna turn into a debate. I'm just saying.
No, it's fine. Hassan thinks it's MLM, but he's obviously joined, so I got his money. Pow, that's that done.
Yo.
I didn't actually join. I was being sarcastic, but.
Nick with 45-bit says, "Can we please talk about Rampart?"
Tell me why you joined. Your other friend said he joined. It changed his life.
I joined too, by the way. I can tell you why I joined too.
Cool. Let's talk about it.
I was broke. I saw how you living. I wanted to get rich, but I've only been in it for like 3 weeks. But I've been making some bread.
Have you made more than you invested?
Yeah, duh.
So is it a good investment?
Duh. I made money. I made loads off of just a little investment.
Are you okay? Serious question. How are you making money?
By
How are you making money?
Or what?
I don't want to.
How are you making the money?
Don't worry about how we make our money. Join the
if you want to.
Affiliate link, I'm
Are you
guessing.
making the money? Are you making the money through?
Sky Comet says, "Oh, he's gonna do a plug for his MLM. Run! It's a muscular hun bot."
Affiliate codes, or are you actually making money?
I'm actually making money.
Not through affiliate codes. You're like following the steps.
Yeah.
18.
Okay, what are you doing?
You got to sign up to see.
That's right.
Bro, this is such a scam, brother. Come on, you gotta at least. You're just doing a hashtag ad at this point for fucking Hustlers University.
I'm gonna be honest.
Hold on, Stagno, go ahead. Tell your story.
I joined. I was like dad broke. I had like what 10K to my name. I joined. That guy even broker. So I don't know what the fuck. Like what? I joined. It got broker. Like how was that even possible?
Yo.
Like everything he told me to do, I did, and it just fucking went down. It went downhill. It was ass, bro.
So we have a positive review and a negative review, and then we have Hassan in the middle who thinks it's all a big scam.
No, I know it's a scam, brother. I know it's a scam. Come
Y2 Yasmin says, "How are you making money? Gotta give him the money to know, brother." And some people fall for this crap. Jesus. Think about an average person and understand that half of the people in the world are stupider than that. TM George Carlin.
Come on. I mean, is it look, it's not even a new one. Our fucking parents. There's probably kids in this.
Sky Comet says, "Dude, I made more than you working at Petco for $8.65 an hour."
Chat right now, whose moms and dads did a version of this. It's called Herbalife, Amway. It has existed throughout time. The multi-level marketing scheme.
Yep, there was like 5 of them.
If Illuminati, if Blair wants to team up on anything, this would probably be the thing to do. Expose Tate's MLM.
The entire fucking point is to promote it so you can basically substitute the bag down to the next person, and you're at the tippy top collecting the entirety, 90% of profits from every single fucking sale made. $50 might not come across like a big amount of money, but over 110,000 people, that's a lot of fucking cookies you're making every month.
Yeah, obviously you're wrong, but let's discuss this at length during our next official organized debate. Because if
I can't stop myself. If we're gonna talk about it, like if Cheese are over, he's gonna fucking praise it like in front of 110,000 impressionable kids. I'm gonna have to talk about it.
I'm not praising it crazy. I'm just saying I make money off it.
I'm not gonna lie, he did.
Jittergran says Illuminati told the Surf she has a video on Tate coming out next week. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting.
Buy Rolly. He did just buy Rolly.
What did you do in 3 weeks?
Expensive purchases does not necessarily.
I want to hear. What did you do? You may make it bread. How?
Find out. We ain't gonna give it away for free.
I can't just say that's fucked towards him. I can't just give out his sauce.
So did you get a
Sky comment with 18 months? That's a second sub baby. This second sub baby's name is going to be Tandrew8. Tandrew8.
job, or you're selling the book? What are you doing?
I didn't have to get a job.
So no job.
Okay, so how did you do
Not
it?
selling the book. So did you make money up here? Like, what are you doing? You're saying weed?
Well, if you want to find out this
Sign up. Just sign up.
That's all. You just gotta sign up, bro.
Sign up. It's $50. Don't be tight. Like, you know.
This makes no sense. I ain't buying. Okay.
$50
Come on.
I'll dedicate it to the socialist new world, whatever you want. I'll take your $50 out of the pot and I'll put it into something you're happy with. Don't worry about it. And
it's funny because Hassan's probably about as wealthy as Tate. Hassan makes like $2 million a year last time I checked. The guy isn't poor, is all I'm saying.
just join. There's 18 modern wealth creation methods, and what actually, if you want to be a logical person, Mr. Imperial Evidence, what you'll understand is that don't be impressed that I've managed to get 110,000 people to sign up.
Did he say imperial evidence instead of empirical evidence?
It's empirical, it's not imperial.
Yes!
Retain those people, and the fact that I can retain that many students means there's 110,000 people in the world making more money than they invest every single month. So
or they're making money off the affiliates. That's why they're in, because they're getting royalties off the bottom.
No, we have less than 6,000. I think the affiliate program closed a few months ago, so less than 6,000 students are even allowed to affiliate. So the rest of them, 104,000 people, are making money other ways, and they renew every single month. You're welcome to join. Like, there's no way that a university or an education program would get this big if nobody was making money. People are making a lot of money, even if you just.
Is Tate trying to say that there are no successful MLMs out there? Plenty of like scams exist. Scams exist and are sustainable because people are dumb. What are you talking about?
Dislike me as an individual, that's fine. People are making a bunch of money. Everyone's getting rich. There's a whole section on wins. You can join, go in the wins channel.
Bro, Ty Lopez did this too, bro. Like, it's the same shit. It's literally the same
Hassan,
shit.
was Ty Lopez the guy who was like, hey, look at my Lamborghini?
Look at my garage.
Exactly. And instead of Lamborghini,
Cheeser, I wanted to
look
be
at my Bugatti.
Cheeser, you know what I'm talking about?
Homie is literally doing the same thing verbatim, but instead he's doing, look at my Bugatti instead of my fucking Lamborghini. And that's the difference.
HU existed before I collected that car, so that's not true. But HU is an amazing product that I stand by. It's fantastic, and when you finally give in and join, you're gonna be happy you did. Don't worry about it,
bro. I'm good.
I say otherwise, bro.
Out of everyone else on this call, I'm the only motherfucker who gets blasted on the timeline for buying nice things and also having money. So I'm good. I don't need to make more money.
Not only do I buy nice things, I buy nice things that can't even use.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Both XQ and I, we love what we do. We like streaming for the sake of streaming for the most part. I find it very fulfilling, but also because of the amount of subscribers I have, because of the financial freedom that I have from my own community, I don't need to fucking, take on sponsorship deals or anything like that. I don't need to take on Hustlers University. And when I see a scam, I can call it out as I see it. I'm trying very hard not to, debate, because we can do it at a later date if you want to talk about this, but it's not new. It's happened time and time again.
By the way, I'm not getting paid to promote.
No, that's fine. It's happening.
Don't buy it, bro.
No, that's good. You believe it's a scam. You believe it's the old school MLM.
Don't buy it.
On empirical evidence, I find your lack of empirical evidence disturbing. Pun.
You joined $50. You're saying that you're rich, but you refuse to join. So obviously you don't know what the product is. You've never seen it yourself. You're just going based on what you've decided, and that's.
Bittergrin with 100 bits says, do you think Hassan is worth more than Tate? Because that would kill Tate and be hilarious. It's hard to say because I don't know how honest Tate is being about any of the figures that have been thrown around in terms of his actual monthly subscribers. If his monthly subscribers are accurate, then no, Tate definitely has more money if his subscribers are actually what he claims on Hustlers University. If that's a complete lie and it's way lower, then it's possible Hassan has more. But I don't know. I would still guess Tate has more because he started earlier and he came from a guy with some money, so...
It's completely fine. You're not going to reduce our subscriber number. Every single time I do one of these Twitches, we get 3, 4, 5, 6,000 new students. Everything's going fantastic for us.
Yeah,
We're just
Oopsie.
Yeah, no, you admit it. You admit it. This is a good way to market your product.
I'm marketing.
People don't push back because Aiden is like I said, he's dick eating a little bit.
Pre-dick, I'm really hey, you're not gonna talk to my homie like that. Watch your mouth. You're not dick riding.
Appreciate you, gang.
Y2 Yasmin says, it's just me, or does Tate feel like a man who saw how tops and bottoms talk about each other on Twitter, thought he wanted to be a top, and made that his entire personality? No, because tops are appealing and Tate isn't. Catalina Gearbox says his name is Taint now. If you guys would like to call him that, that's on you. I'm not going to because I find that kind of name calling generally to be cringy. Just in my opinion. The only one that I think is funny is Mike Pillow. But anytime you bring like profanity or like stuff into it, I'm always eye-rolly.
Appreciate you.
What is he doing then?
Aiden's a cool guy.
What would you call what he's doing then?
I mean, he's just learning. He's just learning new things, bro. Like,
yeah, learning how to ride the dick harder.
Hey, watch your fucking mouth. He's not dick riding.
I'm not indeed. I'm not.
Okay, bro.
No, he's dick riding him. This is like a centipede. It's like the movie. He's dick riding him.
That was funny. I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of funny.
Listen,
he's rare W, rare Omega.
I don't know. I think I do understand because like the people on the internet who hate me, because I just found out after our little debate, because I'm new to Twitch. I'm only a week into this. I don't even have a proper account. I just jumped in when Aiden invited me for the first time. I don't know who any of the big guys are. I didn't know. It turns out you're a famous Twitcher or streamer. I didn't know any of that. I didn't have a clue who you were.
Oh no,
and,
not even.
Then someone said on Twitter, yeah, he's a fan of yours. He's been watching you for a while. He does all your videos. So you've been watching me for a long time. So you're a fan of mine. But I don't even know your worldview. I don't know your paradigms. I don't know how you view the world. I don't know where you lie on the political spectrum. I don't know anything. But
I wouldn't necessarily say fan. But no, I have seen some of your work. Most of the information I found out about you is completely against my will. I mean, you've been popping off, and I wondered why does Andrew Tate? Oh, because you also dated Jordan Peterson's daughter, which is a rare W for you. And also, I saw you talk about joining the Marine Corps as a pussy shit, which is another rare W for you. But outside of that, it's usually just a sequence of L's.
Wait,
I was wondering,
Andrew
Tate doesn't have any, like, he has a lot of social media footprint, but not necessarily a lot of accounts. How is this happening? I wondered how does this work? Why are there so many people out there that are making accounts and promoting all of your podcast appearances, clipping you, and defending you every single time?
Because I inspire people, my friend.
Well, part of it is because I think there is a financial interest that's associated with it, because the more they promote you, the more they can sell Hustlers University to other people so they can get an affiliate code. The percentage that you get with your affiliate code when you get other people to join.
Oh yeah, he dated Jordan Peterson's daughter, and he like abuses women, so like yikerinos.
Hustlers University. That's where it came from. That's when I realized, oh shit, okay, it's just a basic multi-level marketing scheme.
You've been a fan of me for a long time. You've been watching me for a long time. We agree. Everything.
You can say that if you want.
I don't have a clue who you are. I don't know your political affiliations, etc., etc. I understand the internet, and I understand how the internet works. So it's very easy to come along and say Tate's making over $10, $15 million a month. We have to find a way to discredit that. We can't discredit the amount he's making because we know that to be. So we're going to
wait. How's that possible?
We're going to come along and say it's being made dishonestly. I understand that. But and hey, it's fine if that's the prerogative. People can come along and say whatever they want. If it was a dishonest program and a dishonest system, then I wouldn't have so many happy students. I wouldn't have 5-star reviews. I would, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Anyone with a brain knows. But I understand that it's very easy to be jealous. And when you're a fan and you're watching all my stuff, you're going to come up with these theories.
Is he really going to do it? You just hate me because you ain't me.
Brother, I already told you, I'm the only motherfucker in this call who gets flamed when I make more money. I already make too much money. I'm good. So, no, it's not. It's definitely not jealousy.
100,000 times 50, not 5 mil.
That is correct, but that's not the only thing I have. It's not the only program.
Damn, you make 5 M a month
A
off that?
month? Yo, I need a percent of that, bro. I bought it. I need a percent.
Yeah,
of that.
bro, I lost money and shit.
I ain't gonna lie.
You got it.
I need my money back, bro.
But that's if you take everything on top of that. What's the rest of the revenue coming from then?
So I have to be. So this is a stream, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you everything I do. But people know I own casinos. People know that. That's public knowledge. I own casinos in Romania. So I have 14 casino locations.
Damn.
Yeah, I have.
The fact that he's qualifying his businesses with people know about that one implies to me that there are businesses that he has that people don't know about, which implies illegality rather, or at the very least immorality, which is interesting.
I have a substantial property portfolio across 4 or 5 different countries. I have Hustlers University. I have the War Room. I still have, my brother still owns an agency that manages OnlyFans girls. So between it all, we're doing very, very well. And the idea that we would be out here desperate to scam people is obviously not true because we don't need to.
No, I don't think it's a desperate scam. It's just an additional scam on top of the casinos you own and numerous other things that you just mentioned.
I mean, calling casinos a scam. I mean, well, yeah, casinos are rigged. I mean, there's a built-in bias to the game, of course. Normal. No one's going to sit here and say casinos should be fair. I mean, maybe a socialist, but anyone with a brain wouldn't. Casinos have a built-in edge, of course. But yeah, Hustlers University is a product I stand by.
Doodly-doo. Thanks. Oh, doodly-doo. Thanks for 3 months.
There's a reason we have so many fantastic reviews. We just had our 1-year anniversary today, actually. I did a stream to the 110,000 students. Had our 1-year anniversary today. 110,000 students in 1 year. So we're doing very, very well. We'll be at 1 million students very, very shortly. I'll continue to be on everyone's feed. No one's going to get rid of me. I can't be banned. I haven't even got an account. And I own the internet. And King Tate. Okay. That's it. Like people can come along and say that's dishonest as much as they want. That's fine. But my life.
I have a mega question in. Okay. Well, it's not disrespectful. It's just actually informative. If you make, let's say, you say 20 mil a month or whatever, and 5 at best, let's say at best, at maximum performance from your book thing, right? Why are you pushing the book so hard and not doing other shit with your time?
You mean
if it's only like a quarter of your rev?
You mean Hustlers University?
Yeah.
The reason I am so big on Hustlers University, I actually discussed this on many podcasts, is, and I don't know where, perhaps even me and Hassan will agree on this, because I have the feeling Hassan's far, far left. I'm associated with the far right, but I don't think I'm far right. But the world's quite cyclical, and sometimes if you go far enough in a circle, you end up agreeing on the same
It's a horseshoe theory.
Okay, whatever.
I definitely don't agree with that, but okay.
Cool. So I think I've talked to some very far left people before, and we actually agree on how the world works. We just approach it from completely different ways. So I think every single system on the face of the planet is corrupt. I think every single government is corrupt. Judicial system's corrupt. Legal system's corrupt. Medical system's all corrupt from head to toe. And I think that there's going to be a large paradigm shift coming in real time. Maybe not this generation, but certainly the next generation. What that's going to be, I don't know. Whether it's going to be good or bad, I don't know. However, I believe that having people who agree with my worldview and agree with what I say and think, I think having so many people who are on my side of the fence with money is better than having a whole bunch of brokies. So if I could teach people how to make money in a way that benefits me and benefits them, I think it's good for me to be able to say, look, I have 110,000 people who like me, who are my fans, for example, who would help me if I ever asked for it, not that I ever would, who agree with my worldviews, but they're being taken seriously because they also have financial means. If they're complete brokies, nobody gives a shit.
Wait, so isn't that what a cult is?
No.
Yeah. That's kind of how a cult works, yeah. But I just feel like a lot of people who change the world in a lot of ways, people, the Matrix you talk about, a lot of people who kind of makes these changes almost that you partake in are, in your definition, brokies. A lot of incredibly intelligent people that are like scientists are brokies.
I would disagree with that. I think the world is run by a very small select.
Hold on a second. Guys, how do you guys think humanity existed? Hassan, do you think it was evolution? Do you think it was Adam and Eve? What do you think?
What?
Hassan aside, I don't know if the cumulative IQ of this stream could boil water. Like, what the fuck is happening?
No, I don't think it's Adam and Eve. What the fuck? Anyway, but look, I want to go back to this Hustlers University. You said you have 110,000 people who are no longer broke.
Fast, G. Like keep going. Like I can see the ticking going off. Keep promoting me. Come on, come and complain about how much money everyone's making. Let's go.
No. This is not a complaint about. Look, Look, listen, bro. I make a lot of money too. Okay, it's not necessarily the end all be all. I think after a certain point, you're just fucking flexing. You don't need that much money. Like, I have all of my amenities covered for. On top of that, I can help my friends and family, and everything else is just basically for luxury goods. Okay. And I personally think that all of those luxury goods, despite what the fucking dumbass, stupid anarchities on the internet say, I do think that those luxury goods, like flexing those luxury goods, are weird. Okay. I think your material possessions are not going to be carried into the next life. If you believe in God and if you believe in, the next life, then you know that shit's not coming with you. Doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean it can't be destroyed now, but I agree with you.
It's just a status.
Anti-Pretzel says, I'd make a joke about the room temperature of Alaska, but it's like 70 in Alaska today. Oh, God.
A symbol to solidify the persona that you have crafted, right? The persona of a successful guy. To be quite honest, like going from what I understand, going from a kickboxing career that wasn't, all that profitable, as you yourself have admitted, mostly because it's a super exploitative industry and it's not great. Then to, a failed media career in reality TV shows in the UK, you seem to have landed on quite the profitable business. First doing the OnlyFans girl webcam thing.
Chat,
and there's some questions I have for that in
How
particular.
the fuck does he know all this?
What the fuck's Aiden doing?
No, I was just, oh my bad. How do you know all that?
Yeah, he's a fan.
The guy in the top middle is obnoxious as fuck. He has like the worst commentary, and I don't make the best commentary ever, but my God.
I told you he's a fan.
adding
Kill
nothing.
Dog.
No, bro.
Dog,
Okay,
I
no,
do
hold
my
on.
research, motherfucker. What do you mean? Wait. I'm not gonna just like come
That's
out.
fair. I agree, but
a lot of people have brought you in because they see you on
Wikipedia.
TikTok.
Oh, it is? Okay,
A lot of people have brought you in on their shows because they see you popping off on TikTok, and that to them equals dollar signs. To you, that also equals dollar signs. I'm a little bit more responsible. When I see something like that, I go, hey, let me investigate a little bit further. What's going on with this dude?
It's fine. Okay, so what's the question about my webcam?
We'll leave that up for the next time we have a conversation.
Oh, fucking do it now, bitch ass. What the fuck is this?
I'm sure you have a lot of ways of describing it. I'm pro sex work. I am definitely pro sex work, but there's always some additional exploitation in that field, and it can get kind of weird. We'll talk about that.
No, I feel like you're selling me a book, Hassan. Fuck, man.
Hassan. Yeah. Question.
No, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna dip anyway.
Oh no, not a date again. Hassan, how come you have so many dates, but so many dates all the time? You have a date again?
I don't have a date. No, I'm gonna go.
Please, can I say one thing?
I'm gonna go hang out with my family.
Quick. Hassan.
It's the worst episode of Hollywood Squares I've ever seen.
Fair. I love that about you. That's really awesome. You like family. Yes, I'm dick riding you. Listen, Hassan. Real quick, I want to ask you a question. If technically you believe in evolution, right? So technically we're all.
Who the fuck is this weird Aiden guy?
Brothers and sisters, we're all related, right?
I guess that's part of the.
No, I don't think so.
So technically we're all incest.
I mean, I guess it's so far that like there's enough genetic diversity that it's not considered incest. No, I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah. Also, we were a different species at the time. I'm pretty sure, right? So things operate differently at the time. So I think it's disingenuous to say that we're all.
Yeah, but what was the last stage before a human being was born?
I don't think.
Why are people listening to these fucking idiots?
Matters. I think I would assume at that point is that the first one is the one that matters the most, right? At the very base, and then it kind of.
I mean, there was Homo sapiens and like Neanderthals and shit.
Can we talk about
different variants?
Because I'd rather talk about Hustle's University. Let's talk about how we've got 18 modern wealth creation methods. Hassan, come along. Let's talk about it.
Oh, he's just farming. He's just farming your audience.
You guys really badly. Yeah.
He saw you doing crypto gambling streams. It was like, oh, there's a bunch of suckers in here that are gonna go fucking lose all their money doing crypto gambling. I'm gonna
sell really? Really? Go sit in here. Go sit in your $10 million house.
Listen, I gotta speak facts. I'm sorry.
You had to asking me the question. I want to know what this question is. Because you did your research on me.
No. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later.
Sponsored by Steak. Thank you for bringing that up.
We'll talk about it later.
Cool.
I gotta go. I gotta dip.
How is sponsoring this if there's no budget to be had?
Peace.
It's a joke.
Is there any other?
It's a joke, motherfucker. It's a joke. You heard of a joke?
Actually, I'm playing the idiot right now. This actually is now sponsored by Steak. Just letting you know.
This guy comment says this is gold. I guess. Jesus Christ. I hate Tate so fucking much. Alright, what do we we doing now? Oh, let's do the video on Tate's book.
Keep it pretty positive around here, but a few days ago, I found the wildest, most terrible thing, and I needed to share it with you.
Here's a link to this
so
video, by the way.
buckle in,
that we're
because
about to
this
do.
is going to be a trip. Before I jump straight into things, I do want to give a quick content warning. I'm going to be briefly talking about some pretty heavy stuff, like domestic abuse and human trafficking and pickup artistry, so feel free to skip this one if you need to, but for the rest of us, let's get into this.
I guarantee you don't walk around your house with a sword.
This man is Emery Andrew Tate III, and he is well known for two things: being a champion kickboxer and being a pickup artist super creep. If you've heard of him, it's probably because he's been talked about by most, if not all, of the big commentary channels, because everything he does is just terrible. Like, he's a pickup artist, which is shitty on its own, but also, when you look him up, you get lots of articles with headlines like these, where he's referred to as the king of toxic masculinity.
Thrash Mew with 100 bits says, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. That's how Tate operates, but with intelligence.
And you can also read about how he got kicked off of Big Brother for hitting one of the women, like, it's on video and everything, though he says that it was consensual, so...
Salion the Forbidden One says, crypto gambler who apparently also loves Tate. Remember when there was a scandal about gamblers who would go on streams, gamble with sponsored money, and would incentivize fans to gamble on sites that legitimately... they could not get back as it was from sites that did not technically allow US people to gamble? Oh my god. That was him? Holy shit.
Use your judgment on that one. One of the worst things, which is only alleged, but one of the worst things is how he got in trouble with the Romanian authorities. So, he lives in Romania because, according to him, they have lax sexual assault law. So, why did he get in trouble, you ask? Well, for allegedly human trafficking. It's alleged that he had women held in his house against their will. And I think that some of those charges have actually been dropped, and again, this is all alleged, but... Now, it's not speculation that he also pressures his partners into doing sex work, which he then takes 75% of the profits from. Like, he literally brags about that on his channel. So, there's lots of reasons that this guy is just a bad dude. But I found him
Seize the thought,
through
thanks
this
for following.
TikTok.
Reading books is a very cheap way to, I guess, entertain. I wouldn't call it entertainment because my brain is far too advanced. I'm too smart to read. I'm not gonna sit there and go, smart people read. No. I need action. I need constant chaos in my life to feel content. I need to be driving a supercar and fighting, a bunch of hoes and champagne and going crazy.
You could read a book where those things happen. Just saying.
I can't just sit there, oh, and the pirate on the boat. Like...
That's his example of a book. And the pirate on a boat. In fairness, the last time he read a book, he was 5 years old. It was a picture book. I don't know if he knows there are books with just words in them.
It's for people with slow brain.
And I just...
Reading is for people with a slow brain is the weirdest take I've ever heard. That is one of the worst copes. I'm too smart to read.
It's so beautiful, you know, to find someone whose outlook on life is just so wildly different from yours. It really, it just brings everything else into
comment
focus.
says he's a meme, and Y2 Yasmin says, wait, is Tate the guy who fucking said he could kick Spider-Man's ass, and his proof was that he commissioned a comic of him kicking Spider-Man's ass? Yes. I think that's in our Hall of Shame, or Hall of Fame? Which one is it? Let me look. Was it Hall of Fame? Let's see. Yeah, Tate beats up Spider-Man. That's in the Hall of Fame. What's in the Hall of Shame? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Nick, thanks for 45 bits. Yeah. Yeah. We haven't had a Hall of Shame in a while. We haven't done a lot of Chud Watch, in fairness. Someone should show Zoe Tate versus Spider-Man video, yeah.
You know. Anyway, I'm not here to make fun of this specific video. I mean, I could, but I don't know that I need to. Like, it's shitty and also kind of silly, and honestly probably says more about him and his brain than about books generally. Like, I don't want to armchair diagnose him, or anyone for that matter, but if you think that your brain moves too quickly to read books, it might be worth considering whether you have a learning disability or possibly even dyslexia. But anyway, so I saw this video, and it's wild, and so I needed to learn more about this guy. I mean, if this video is this bad, then what is his other content like? Well, I checked out his YouTube channel, and he makes videos about how, like, we're living in the Matrix, and in order to get out, you have to go to his cool boy summer camp that costs $5,000. And what are you getting when you go to the summer camp? Well, let's go to his website and check it out. Okay, so we have Hugh 2. This is some kind of university where he teaches you how to, like, hustle. And then we have the War Room, which is the $5,000 boys club where you get to, I don't know, I guess, like, hang out with bald, muscular men and smoke cigars and do yoga, which, honestly, ideal vacation. And then we have Tales of Wudon. What is that?
I'm too smart to read.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Someone who is unequivocally anti-book has written a book. I needed to read it. So I put in my email and signed up to get it, and I did not receive an email back. I didn't get anything. Like, dude, I gave you my email. Give me my ebook. That is how this transaction works.
There's a link to the channel for people who are asking.
While I wait to get my email, let's take a look at this preview that we get on his website.
Did you guys hear that? It's like a high-pitched noise in a movie when, like, something's gonna, like, explode. It was like, and it was, like, getting higher. That was weird.
In a previous life, I lived 5,000 human years atop Wudon Mountain. I remember every lived second. Okay, so this is gonna be some sort of, like, fiction story about a character learning martial arts atop a secluded mountaintop monastery. I can get behind that. Life is competition. Competition is violence. The largest, strongest, most beautiful tree violently crushed the surrounding saplings in the quest for resources. Andrew, do you know how trees work? Atop Wudon, I told Priestmaster Yan Hui how at peace I felt amongst the trees. I could feel life all around me.
Yeah, it's Tate as a monk.
At the foot of the largest tree, I asked him, "When life is so beautiful, why do we fight?" His reply was simple. "Do you think the largest tree you sit beneath grew so tall amongst many if it did not fight?" Okay, confirmed. Andrew Tate does not know how trees work. Cool. You are meant to struggle. You are here to suffer. If you do neither of these things, you are
What's this art style? It's like he hired someone who does caricatures, like on the boardwalk, to do the illustrations for the book. What's with the water girl? He's setting... I would imagine Tate went, can you put a big titty girl in there so it's, like, super straight? And then the person was like, where am I going to put a sexy woman? You're at a monastery on a mountain. And Tate just went, I don't know, make her a water bitch or something. Sounds like the kind of thing he'd say. This guy comment says, how high was he when he wrote this? No, I think this is just where he operates sober. This is just his sober mind. It's a scary thing.
They're dead or invisible. You're a nobody. And every female will prove to you, you may as well not exist. Evolution requires pain. We are born valueless, and you either build yourself into a king, or you fail. Okay, so I think that this probably gives us the best idea of what to expect in the stories. Lots of violence, lots of suffering, lots of proving yourself to females, and our protagonist building himself into a king. I don't think that's how monarchies work, but sure, whatever, it's fine. Sounds great. So this is all that I got. And then when I checked my email a few hours later, I did have an email from Andrew Tate. Except the email was just the text of the prologue that he has on his website. Turns out that when you put in your email to get this ebook, what you're really doing is subscribing to daily emails where every day he sends you one of the stories. But this wasn't good enough for me. I needed this book, and I needed the whole thing, and I couldn't wait weeks and weeks for all of the stories to filter down into my inbox. I didn't even know how many there would be. So I did a little Googling. I mean, it had to be somewhere online, right? Well, I found the artist who did the work that's on Tate's website, and he had put up some of the pages online, but there were only 5 stories on this artist's portfolio, and I wanted to see if there were more. So I did some more Googling, and found out that he actually shares all of the stories in their entirety on the official Tales of Wudon Twitter account. He just...
First name punch number says, this is the tree Tate was thinking of. That's a scary-ass tree. I kind of like the Bonsley. I don't like this evolution. I think the Bonsley looks better. Do not like. I imagine there are probably better tree Pokemon at this point. There's like 800 million Pokemon.
Breaks each story into tweet-sized snippets and puts them in threads. So I spent like 3 hours combing through every...
Wait, that tree isn't grass type? What are you talking about? It's a fucking tree. What kind of Pokemon is it? Do I need to go to Niantic? It's a rock type? Go fuck yourself. Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck that. Now I'm mad at the Pokemon people. And it's like completely it's not in line with how angry I should be about it.
Thread.
It's only Gen 2? Well, I didn't play Gen 2. I played Pokemon Blue, and then Yellow, and then I waited a decade to play more.
On his profile to find the beginning of each story, and then I put those into a thread unroller, and then spent another hour like copying and pasting them into another document and reformatting them to be in short story format. And then I actually read them. And... whoo boy. Like, the writing quality is fine. It's not great, but it's better than some of the self-published Amazon shovelware that I've read. There are a few technical issues here and there, but honestly, I don't even really care about those. Like, it's free. I'm not expecting it to be, like, perfectly edited or anything. And stylistically, it's not that bad either. There are actually a few lines that I really like.
See, that's a better one.
He'd executed a perfect kill, exploding all of today and all of his tomorrows. And he took a short pause and turned his head towards the sky, as if he was acknowledging the gods of storytelling, commanding them to pay attention. And there are a few fight scenes that are actually paced really well, but let's actually stop and take a few minutes to just talk about these stories. So all told, I found about 22 stories, and they're really not all that bad. They're all fiction stories that act as lessons that the protagonist, who's really just an author insert, learns from his martial arts master Po and then imparts to the reader. And while there are the occasional spelling mistakes, the actual content of the stories is fine. Like, the stories are actually pretty entertaining. Like, there's one about how the protagonist is curious about a scar that Master Po has, and he spends the whole story trying to figure out how he got it without actually asking Po directly, because Po, as we see in the rest of the stories, is prone to violent outbursts. And it's actually really good. Like, I was actually invested in learning about this scar. And there's one story about how the protagonist and Master Po go out to this old burial ground and just punch a bunch of ghosts. And that's, like, just objectively cool. I can't think of anything cooler than just punching ghosts. But the most interesting thing is that all of these stories have moral lessons, but most of those lessons don't really seem to fit with what Andrew says in his videos. Like, the one about punching ghosts, it ends with Po showing the protagonist that his words are stronger than any of his martial arts stances. And there's another story about punching trees, where the protagonist is asked to prove his skill by killing a tree. And he tries to punch it a bunch of times and ends up, like, breaking all of the bones in his hand. And the master that he's working with is like, you haven't learned anything, and then proceeds to pick off all of the leaves, which will eventually kill the tree. And the moral of this is clearly work smarter, not harder. And sometimes you need to think through your problems instead of just brute forcing them. Another story is about dreams and how Master Po asks all of the adepts to share their dreams with him, but he hates them. Like, Po hates the whole concept of dreams, and he ends up working the protagonist to the bone.
Nick says, just make sure you're not a normal type if you're going to punch ghosts.
Until the protagonist is too exhausted to have dreams. And I take this one to mean, like, don't let your dreams be dreams. Like, action and work are more important than just dreaming about something. Other morals are about not being afraid of making mistakes, and how failure can sometimes be a good thing, and not letting people live rent-free in your brain. And no matter how strong someone is, they will die. It's just up to you how you're remembered before that happens. And these morals are sort of basic, but they're not that bad. The interesting thing is that when you compare them to what Andrew says in his videos, and even what he says in the prologue of the stories, they don't really match up, do they? Like, his other messages are all about violence and power and taking what you want and being above it all. But these stories aren't about that. They're about understanding that violence isn't always the answer. They're about using your words instead of your fists. They're about patience and meditation and learning from your mistakes. And sure, like, not all of these morals are great or make sense. Like, there's 2 stories about dragons and pearls and, like, not believing dragon propaganda. Like, I don't know what he was trying to say with that one.
Based on Tate, I'm not making an allegation of Tate. I'm just saying if he's using a dragon metaphor, and we know he's talked before about, like, elites, and he's into kind of conspiracy theory stuff, he calls stuff Matrix, it's possible that the dragon metaphor is an anti-Semitic thing. I'm not making an allegation specifically against Tate. I'm just saying I watch a lot of conspiracy theorists, and they couch anti-Semitism in vague terms like that a lot. Dr. Gamble says, fresh meme. Is this a rock type? No, it would have to, no, because you would say, is this, well, I guess if the person is the Pokemon company, that works. Okay. That works. Took me a sec.
But the single most interesting thing to me was how much crying happens in these stories. There are half a dozen stories that feature the protagonist and or Master Po crying. And not in pain. Like, one of the stories, they're crying in pain, but the rest are actual emotional vulnerability. And as someone who was called the king of toxic masculinity, you'd think that Andrew would see crying as a weakness. But he doesn't. Not in these stories, at least.
He does in the real world. He explicitly, as we saw in a clip earlier, says he doesn't think real men cry, which is bullshit. Moira Soma says, this is from Kung Fu Panda. He stole it.
He seems to have a...
In fairness, if you're gonna steal from something, Kung Fu Panda isn't the worst thing to steal from.
A relatively healthy view of masculinity and emotions. And that's weird, right? This difference between what Andrew says and what he writes. And when I sat and thought about that difference, it actually made me sad. And for a while, I didn't really know why. But after reflecting on it for a few days, I came to the conclusion that it makes me sad because of what these stories reveal about Andrew. They tell us that this guy appreciates nonviolence, that he understands the importance of being in touch with your feelings, that he's okay with men showing vulnerability. They tell us that he doesn't necessarily believe all of the things he talks about. They tell us that somewhere inside him, he has pretty positive views of masculinity and emotions. And, you know, maybe not women, but lots of other things. We'll take what we can get. And they tell us that his writing is pretty good. Like,
Could be that he got a ghostwriter. I'm wondering that too, just because he also at one point wrote a thing of poetry that he read some of, and it was more competent than I would expect from him. Like, it wasn't great, but it was fine in terms of, like, amateur poetry, which makes me wonder if he just hires someone to write stuff for him. Don't want to ruin the whole, like, thesis at the end of this, the summary of, like, what she has to think about this and what it says about Tate, but I have suspicions they may have been ghostwritten.
Not just in quality, but in content. Like, it's about good things. And
no, the master of the story is his dad. The illustrations are, like, clearly of the master being his dad and the student being him.
I almost wonder if he'd had someone in his life, early, maybe a teacher, who told him, hey, Andrew, this story is pretty good. I bet you could grow up to be a successful writer someday. Would he have turned out differently? And when I thought about that, when I considered what could have been if he didn't turn out like this, it broke my heart. Now, don't get me wrong, this guy is a terrible person. He is cruel and manipulative and has allegedly done some genuinely evil things. He is a bad guy. But I also believe that people can change.
Did I see Tate's buddy pick his nose and eat his booger on Hassan's stream? No.
I believe that given the right amount of time and space and ability for introspection, people can...
Five Guys was playing a New Vegas song. You know the songs in New Vegas are real songs, right? Like from the 50s? Like they didn't make those songs for New Vegas.
Change for the better. And I think that if Andrew is found guilty of some of the things he's alleged to have done, and if he ends up spending several years in a space...
Meek says, violent outburst, a lot of crying. Remember when I said that his father was known as a drunk? Yeah.
Where there's not much he can do but introspect, then...
You think Zoe gives Tate too much credit? Someone in the comments pointed out that he just copied other things. I'll have to check out the comments and see if I can find that comment.
It's possible that he could change. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know if he'll be found guilty. I don't know if he'll have a change of heart. I don't even know if he can at this point. But his writing gives me a little bit of hope. This isn't the writing of someone who's evil to his core. And if he's not evil to his core, then he has the capacity for change. There's this saying, when people show you who they are, believe them. And I think that this is true, but I also think that there are different kinds of showing. Andrew's actions show us something. They show us a very bad guy who is the cause of a lot of pain and darkness in the world. But his writing also shows us something. And it shows us something different. And you might be saying, Zoe, this guy is shitty. He's probably just lying and making up faux mystic BS for his fans. But I don't think that's the case. These stories have clear care and effort put into them. So while I think that we should take his actions at face value and judge him accordingly, I also think that we need to pay attention to what his writing is telling us. And it's telling us that Andrew Tate is a complicated dude. He is bad. But that's not all he is. This video was supposed to be fun, silly junk food. It was supposed to be just me coming on here, dunking on an awful dude.
Mike says, it's funny how Charizard isn't a dragon, but the tree Pokemon is. I fucking hate... I'm calm, everyone. I'm calm.
Like, this guy is awful. He's terrible. He says terrible things.
Fennec Agami says even if he copied stuff, what he chose to copy can be telling too.
And it was gonna be fun. We were gonna talk about how shitty he is, crack a few jokes about how bad the writing is, and then wash our hands and move on. But instead, it was actually really hard. And not for the reasons that you'd expect. Like, it wasn't hard because of the awful, violent, ignorant shit that Andrew constantly talks about. Like, that sucks, but I can tune it out easily enough. What was hard was that I was genuinely affected by this guy. Like, I've already touched on how his writing hit those English teacher heartstrings, but there was something else, too. As I was scrubbing through his social media to gather all of these stories, I found this post. It's about his dad, Emery Tate II, who was a chess grandmaster and was actually pretty well renowned for it. But in this post, Andrew is talking about how his dad passed away a few years ago and how he wants to live to honor him and his legacy. And he refers to his dad as Master Po. And that's when it dawned on me. That art for Master Po Master Po is Andrew's dad. I don't want to speculate or psychoanalyze or anything, but I don't think that it's outside the realm of possibility that writing these stories was Andrew's way of dealing with the passing of his father. It was his way of dealing with the weight of losing a parent who, if he was anything like Master Po, was not only an imposing, impressive presence, but also had high expectations for Andrew and really took out his frustration on him if he didn't meet those expectations. Andrew is the oldest of his siblings, and he's named after his dad. His full name is Emery Andrew Tate III. He very explicitly has the weight of his dad's legacy thrust upon him. And that sucks. It's hard. In the post, he even says, "I am his earthly representation. I carry his name. And the title of the most brilliant specimen of a man alive has passed from him to me." That's a lot to put on a kid. Seeing how he talks about his dad and then looking back at how he writes about Master Po, it really puts those stories in a new light. There's one story about Master Po's death, and long story short, like literally it's the longest story by far, he and Po go on essentially a suicide mission, and they wipe out this whole army, but just as Master Po kills the opposing commander, the commander stabs him with a poison dart, which then also kills Po. The protagonist rushes over and desperately makes the herbal tea that can cure the poison. But it's too late. In this field of corpses and destruction, cradling the lifeless body of Master Po, he falls asleep. And when he wakes up, Po is alive. Barely, but he's alive. And Po gives the protagonist a characteristically strict punishment for getting blood on his shirt, because that's like not allowed in this place. And the two go back to Wudon, good as new. And now, knowing who Po is, it genuinely, really emotionally affects me. Like, this guy wrote this story after his father passed away, where the character who stood for his father dies and is somehow miraculously brought back to life. How can that not break your heart? It sucks. Like, I want to hate this guy. I want to laugh at him and dunk on him and tear apart everything he makes, but I can't. I even debated not making this video at all, because I really didn't want you all to think that I was trying to excuse Andrew's behavior, because I'm not trying to do that. This guy sucks. But I do think that it's easy to see people like this and forget that they are people. Or at least forget that they're complex, dynamic, complicated people. It would have been so easy to just find these stories and laugh at them for 10 minutes and then move on. But I couldn't do that. And I hope that that's not a weakness on my part. I hope that it's not just me being overly sympathetic or too charitable or naive. And I'm so
yeah, I'd say just being too nice to him, but I'm not the nicest person ever, so.
Afraid of saying the wrong thing or being misunderstood, and it's terrifying. But I hope that you understand what it is that I've tried to do here. I hope that this emotional roller coaster was at least a fun ride, because it's supposed to be, you know? Even after writing all of this out and dealing with these conflicting emotions, I still decided to make this video and release it. Because I think that it's worth it. I think...
Okay. Another meme? Is this a dragon? Okay, that's pretty good. What other Tate shit do we have?
My plan is to lie and cheat my way through this competition.
How about Tate on these reality shows he used to be on?
21-year-old Anglo-American Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I'll look at the bingo or the booger clip Harry's Corinthier says, I don't doubt that he has some unresolved trauma, but I have a lot of trauma and I don't actively abuse and manipulate others. Yep.
Tate is a straight-talking entrepreneur.
Thoughts on the Black Panther 2 trailer and second She-Hulk trailer? Sorry, low on bits till payday. Black Panther 2 looks good. I'll enjoy it, but it's gonna be sad. I liked the first movie alright, but the death of the, you know, actor, really unfortunate. She-Hulk trailer, the CG looked a little better, but it still looks really uncanny valley, and I'm worried about how it's going to look by the time it comes out. But the show itself looks fun. I think it looks interesting, and I'm glad they're doing the fourth wall breaks. Hydrate.
Let's watch, shall we?
Yeah.
Society is going to degrade, and the countries where men still stick to their honor and their age-old expected ways of acting, are there going to be a safer societies overall? So time will prove me right, but I have nothing against it.
That was you guys did a zoom on that?
Oh my
this
God!
motherfucker straight, and one of these kids is straight a booger eater on stream, y'all. Look at this
overall,
shit.
so time will prove me right, but I have nothing
This is
against
Andrew Tate's friend.
it.
Bro! What the fuck?
That's awful. I thought that was a meme. Who actually eats fucking boogers? What the fuck? That's insane. People do that? Why? Like, I'm not even gonna, like, even if the guy was just like, let's say something was in his nose and it was really bugging him and he didn't have a tissue on hand, you know? If he just got caught doing a little I'd be like, that's kind of gross, but it's his house. And like, whatever, you know? I get it. Who eats a fucking booger? Who does that? That's disgusting. Why? Don't eat things that come out of your body.
While Andrew may...
Alice says, also Hannah eats pussy. I said don't eat anything that comes out of your body. I didn't say don't eat anything that comes out of other people's bodies. Kingdom Reborn 487, thanks for 18 months, says, hey Hannah, thanks for all the Chud comedy. Second sub baby's name is going to be... Mario Bat Ally. They're an ally. Okay, I'm bored by reality show Andrew. He's not as interesting. Someone's mom reacting to Tate? What the fuck? Hold on, this is so goddamn loud. I apologize. Let me fix it.
Tate, you're lucky you're getting a 6. Bad choice.
So I think there was an event in Tate's life that broke him, or was it something over time? I have no idea. You'd have to ask a psychiatrist.
I'm sorry. You show up at your dad's funeral. What do you mean body count?
How many people they've slept with?
Oh, tell me about this person.
So this guy is Andrew Tate, top G, kickboxing world champion, dozens of bitches at one time. He's the man.
Okay.
He has a lot of hot takes. He grew up in the US, England, now lives in Romania. Dude is a beast, and he's taken over TikTok with like 6 billion views in like 2 months.
That's cool.
With his strategy. So he has
And how many months?
Like 3 months.
Wow.
So today we're just gonna, I just want to see your thoughts and what you think about this man.
So he's a very well-accomplished man.
Yeah, top
With
G.
Whatever G means. And what does that mean, top G?
He's a top G. He's a man.
Okay. And tons of bitches.
Tons of bitches.
I got it.
Remember that. Okay. So at one time he has multiple.
Nick says, dozens of bitches at one time is definitely something you say to your mom. Yeah, this is a weird dynamic.
Girlfriends. He's very open with them about he sleeps with other women, but his big thing is like, if he loves you, a man doesn't have to show loyalty by not sleeping.
I get the feeling that this is how she has dealt with any time she's heard her say her son say some dumb bullshit. Just start drinking wine. It's a good parenting strategy.
with other women.
Hey, you know what? He's honest about it. I think most people, there's two buckets. Some people are born monogamous. I just happen to be a monogamous person. I've not cheated on men that I should have cheated on because they were jerks, right? But I didn't. Some people are not monogamous, but everybody lies and says they're monogamous and then goes around cheating. At least this guy's honest with himself. And
Oh my god. Oh, I see why he's a douchebag. Schmoop B, thanks for 18 months, says, yay, I'll be a fresh baby. A little fresh baby is 9 months old today. Happy 18 months, love what you do. Second sub baby. Littler, fresher baby.
everyone around him.
That's
Gotta
true.
Give him some credit for having integrity.
You'll pour champagne and you'll pass a glass. Whichever girl you pass it to first, you'll look for your piss. You learn to pour the champagne and let them pick up their own glasses. You sleep in bed and you roll over one way, hug that bitch. Ooh, it's on. Yeah. You never hug me, you always hug that. I learned to sleep flat on my back. Like I could sleep just like, boom. Bitch here, bitch here, bitch here. Back. I don't move.
I don't know. I wish I had these problems.
You're not cut out like that. I know you like to think you are, but you're not.
No, yeah.
So one of my old bosses, I'm not gonna say where it was, but there were two bosses, and one of them told me about the other one who lived like Tate. Like he had multiple women living with him, and he was in serious relationships with both of them, and he had to keep track of. Oh, this is so, I can't believe I'm going to say this in front of you and to you, but he had to keep track of who he came in last.
Oops, hit the pause button.
So that they didn't fight over it, because he would get hell over that.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I actually think that no. I'm going to say this. I think 99% of the world's problems, and no one's going to understand this, but if you can extrapolate, if you can listen to this statement and extrapolate it out towards society at large, I think 99% of the world's problems would be solved if females walked through life with their body count on their forehead.
That's a fact.
What do you mean body count?
Oh my god, why is her son the biggest fucking douchebag? Oh god.
How many people they've slept with?
Oh, why do you need to know the number?
I mean, because, well, what his take is that...
Because I've been told that the value of women is based on whether or not I want to fuck them, and I don't want to fuck them if they've been with other people. Ooh, god, what a fucking piece of shit.
Women are emotionally attached individuals, so if they sleep with a bunch of men, they, like, lose... I don't know, they lose, like, their sense of being able to have, like, be as close with the guy, and, like, their...
What the fuck is this kid's problem? This mom needs to smack the shit out of her kid.
I don't know fucking know about Andrew Tate.
4 girls flew in. I sat them all down at a table. They're all like, who's this chick? Who's this chick? Told them all the truth. I just straight sat there. Just sat there and said, listen, I've been with you all. I'm starting a webcam business. I'm going to get rich. Some of you are either going to come with me to the top of the mountain, or if you're pissed off, you can fucking fly home. So a woman can't go around fucking people and pretend it's the same as a man running around fucking people. It's absolutely not the same. A man can only cheat if he loves someone else. If I have a woman who I truly love, and I go out and fuck, and I come back to her, and I don't care about her, and I only love my girl, that's not cheating. That's exercise. If she even talks to a dude, it's cheating. Because females are emotionally invested.
See, that's where that's like a big stretch. Like, if she talks to it.
Oh, this fucking kid. This mom needs to set this kid fucking straight.
We don't have to agree with everything that's...
That doesn't really, like, shouldn't she be able to go out and, like, talk?
High number.
I will not administer CPR unless you're a hot female. This is the reality. If you're some fat dude and you just had a heart attack and I don't really know you.
This guy comment says, Keck, mom takes a drink every time he makes her question her decision not to have an abortion.
100%.
I mean, if you're a really good friend, no, not even if you're a friend. If you're my friend, you just can't be a pussy. Well, I had a heart attack. Get the fuck up. What's wrong with you? Go to the hospital later. Have a drink, cigarette, cup of coffee. Back in the game. Fucking having heart attacks near me, little pussy.
Facts. Okay, if there's some skeevy person on the street and they haven't showered in weeks and they are keeling over and they have the, you know, people get that white build up in the corners of their mouth.
What the fuck? Dr. Game Rumble says, you know that feeling you have when your 10-year-old cousin or sibling forces you to watch a 15-minute video that they find funny? That's the vibes this video is
When
giving
they talk,
off.
they get the lines.
Should be.
Holy fuck. Alright, I'm bailing out of that. That's making me cringe too much. I can't handle that kid showing his mom that shit. That's terrible. Ugh, how fucking embarrassing. Oh no, have you guys... This is Chud Watch, so this counts. Did you guys see this? Someone covered this on YouTube a while ago. Let me see if I can find more episodes. There might be more. There we go. Why doesn't it work? Do I have to use... Because it's a Flash thing, and Flash isn't supported by Google anymore, correct? Well, let's watch this episode and then you'll see. So this is a... This is a show that was created by a kid of someone in the KKK. So this was meant to try and recruit children into KKK type shit. So...
Hi, my name is Andrew. And my name is Alex. This show is for all the white kids out there. Is everybody having a good Christmas? I am. Have you seen the new Disney princess movie? No. It's called The Princess and the Frog. The princess is a black, so that is good for all the black kids out there. But the prince is white. It is all about how race mixing is good.
Pretty sure the prince from Princess and the Frog isn't white. Haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure he's not. Nick with 45-bit says, no, I'm not having a good Christmas because you're 5 months early.
But race mixing is wrong. If all the people mix all up, there won't be any more white kids. So don't race mix. Alex, do you have a comment? Yes. If you guys are familiar with YouTube, type in Saga. It's about this white woman that's singing about all these black kids killing the innocent lives of white. Huh. That sounds pretty sad. It is. Yes, there are lots of people who are against Christians and the white people in the movie. The good guy is a voodoo witch doctor. He does spells.
The voodoo witch doctor in Princess and the Frog is the villain. He's literally the bad guy.
Has magic. Potion.
I would say it's child abuse legally. I don't think it is. So, not illegal. Just fucked.
And voodoo doctors. Worship.
Next he'll say I'm hunting wabbit and... not the time.
The devil. So it's a pretty bad movie for kids. Especially white kids, because voodoo is the relation that lots of blacks used to have, but white people taught them about God. It would be really sad if there were no white people left in 100 years, and there extinct. So don't race mix. And that sounds really sad. Well, I'll see you next week. Be white and proud and tune in next week. Bye.
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, that's fucking shitty. Back to Tate, I guess.
On it too. Now I know Andrew's never gonna fucking talk to me though.
Need to talk at all, or is this literally just a compilation?
I respect you.
Good God.
Another. With one team, you are.
It's literally just an ad for his fucking thing. Nick says, these kids unintentionally promoting eventual incest.
I'm driving through rural Romania. I live in a country which is rural, very rural, and I'm going to a part of Romania which is extremely rural. And people often ask me, hey, did you move there to get off grid? Because they have this idea that if you go far enough away from the cities that you're off grid and you're safe from the New World Order. And I always contest this point and make it very, very clear that I protect myself from the New World Order by being on lots of grids at the same time, by having lots of passports, lots of companies, lots of trusts which own assets, lots of bank accounts, lots of residencies. I live in many, many places. It's very difficult for anyone to track down and say exactly where is my life. No one government controls my entire existence. I have 11 driver's licenses.
We live in a world now of globalization, and it's nearly impossible to be off grid. I get stopped for speeding 5 times a week. No one does shit because I have so many driver's licenses, and you guys should do the same. Same thing with passports, man. If I fuck up big time and England wants me in jail, I can fly on a Nigerian passport or an American.
You can't ban me from driving. It's very, very hard to control me because I put myself on a bunch of grids. The idea of going off grid is old-fashioned thinking and it's outdated. But when discussing this, people often talk about the New World Order, and the New World Order has many various different definitions. Some people see the New World Order as the shadow cartel.
Is this legal? I have no idea. Probably depends on where you are in the world. He definitely has citizenship in multiple countries, so I imagine it's legal for him to have multiple licenses and passports and stuff. I'm not positive, though.
For the politicians, some people see it as the Rothschilds or the Illuminati or the banking sector. It's very, very difficult to surmise what the New World Order is. But for me, I think the New World Order is very simple. I think the New World Order is the smartphone. I think the smartphone is the New World Order. So, it's charging. I think the smartphone's the New World Order. Why? Because they know who you talk to, they know what you say, they know what websites you visit. Your banking app is on there, or Apple Pay, so they know where you spend money, how much you spend, where your money comes from. They also know where you are all of the time. Like, what more could they possibly want? They listen to your conversations. How many times have you talked about something, banana smoothies, and then you're scrolling through Facebook a few minutes later and there's adverts for banana smoothie makers? And they go, we don't listen to you. Of course you don't. They listen to everything you say. They know where you are all of the time. So unless you're going to quit having a phone, then you're always going to be part of the New World Order. Because the New World Order is basically just controlling people and knowing everything about everyone. And that's your phone. And we're all addicted, and we're never going to give it up. So let's stop pretending that there's a world in which you're going to live without a smartphone. So I'm going to prove to you something. Do you remember when you used to be able to take the battery out of your phone? Out of the back? All the old people like me remember that. But that's all ended now. You can't...
Oh my god, it's the same reason that they took out headphones. They're trying to waterproof phones. You fucking idiot. He's gonna say it so you can't, like, turn it off all the way. You could still let the phone charge down if you really wanted, Tate, you stupid asshole. MH Darkbeast says, using last few biddies, did you see Dave Chappelle got his fifis hurt because he invented sketch comedy? I saw. He was like, oh, Key and Peele didn't credit me because apparently other people aren't allowed to do sketch comedy without saying it's Dave Chappelle who inspired them? What the fuck?
Buy a phone in which you can do that anymore. And that's because even if you turn your phone off, they still listen to you and they still know exactly where you are and where you go. People have this idea, this false idea that, but if I have a password on my phone and the police can't get into the password, then my phone's safe. Listen, if the police know your phone number, and basically everyone who knows you knows your phone number, then they can tell which phone is yours and then they know where you are all of the time. That's it. Done. It's not complicated. So I'm going to prove something to you here. So I've got an application here called Waze on my phone, which is a navigation application. And I am using Apple Carplay. So Apple Carplay is when your phone is mirrored on your car. You can see it here. I have Spotify, Waze, telephone. You can see it all here. And the point I'm making is, I'll put them side by side. The reason I'm doing this is to show you that the map being displayed on my car's screen is not the BMW's internal navigation system. This is a direct reflection of my phone. Waze on my phone, Waze on the BMW. Apple CarPlay, very, very simple. If I turn my phone off, the map on the car should stop updating, or it should crash, it should close completely, because it's a reflection of my phone's location, and my phone's no longer on. So let's test exactly that, shall we? I've got my phone here, I'm gonna power it off. It's been a long time since I turned my phone off.
Is that not something that could just, I'm assuming the map is going to keep going on the car? Is that just not something that's a feature in case your phone dies or turns off during the navigation? I don't know, and it wouldn't surprise me if phones keep doing the tracking thing even when they're off. But I don't think that's as nefarious as Tate is making it.
Turn off, slide to power off, off. So now that my phone is off, it shouldn't be broadcasting its location anywhere. Why would my off phone broadcast its location or listen to me? Why would my off phone be allowed or able to stay connected with a BMW and a BMW infotainment system to show my location?
Waze still runs off the BMW computer? It's kind of what I was thinking.
On a screen when it's powered off. Why is it updating in real time? That's a reflection of my phone's location, but my phone has been turned off. So turning your phone off doesn't change anything. You can't escape the New World Order. They will still know where you are. They will still listen to you.
Literally updates.
It's updating in real time. My phone is off. Literally. Everyone who doubts me, I'm gonna turn it back on. Come on, phone. Don't pretend you're not on. Oh, now you're powering up. Oh, you're powering up. You've already been on enough to broadcast to my BMW the whole time. This is a BMW M5 competition. If anyone wants to repeat the test.
Does he think if he throws the phone out the window, the GPS would stop? That's actually a perfect experiment to show that it's his car or not. And he doesn't do it.
New World Order. You cannot escape. You are a peon, a slave. As long as you have one of these phones, you're a slave. They know where you are. They know what you say. They know where you spend your money. And they will blast you with advertising until the point you say something they don't like, and then they will put you in jail for some garbage with some subjective law and a legal system which is corrupt.
All law is subjective.
Law and paid for. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, if I move out into the woods, if I move to Montana, I'll be fine. Not if you have a phone, you won't. And you need a phone to live. I am in rural Transylvania, and I can't escape being spied on. So if I can't escape, no one can.
Chromatic Cuttlefish says it's seriously giving me anxiety watching him operate a right-handed drive car on the right side of the road while messaging with his phone. Yeah, he's an interesting guy. Hold on, will this open in, what's the other one? Microsoft Edge? Is it called? One second. Why is all this shit happening? It's not playing in this one either. And that's a completely different thing that I don't want to open. Why isn't it working now? I know some of these were... Episode 3 is there. Wow, old school YouTube. Very weird. That was the one that we already saw. If you do Tinfoil Tuesday, is this Moron Monday? Not a bad way to think about it, I guess. Okay, here's the first episode. No, it didn't work. Why? It said the first one worked. Maybe episode 2? Some of these work. Some of them don't. So I just gotta try them. Trial and error. This one appears to work. It's episode 3. What about 4? No? 5? Okay. Let me set this as the window capture. Wow, the Wayback Machine's being just the shittiest. Moira Soma says, is that the pedophile vid with Sphearns you've pulled up? We should watch it. It's batshit crazy. I don't know what one you're talking about. Okay, let me change the thing I'm looking at real quick and see if I can find it anywhere. Let me see if they're on Rumble or anything like that. Nope, I'm gonna have to show you guys the video about it, I guess. Just from YouTube. Sorry about that. Because it's honestly crazy.
Hi, I'm Andrew, and this is The Andrew Show. Now today I'm going to talk about some of my emails I got. Now this person sent me an email saying, I believe this to be you in 20 years. And then it shows a white guy kissing a black girl. And no, that won't be me. That's wrong.
Oh, racism. A persisting problem among humans that has been around for as long as we have. And it seems like we're the only species on Earth that's intelligent enough to build and form new societies, but still dumb enough to discriminate against each other. Race and racism is a topic I've covered on my channel before because, well, of the color of my skin, I've always been interested in why people would hate someone like me just because I was born this way. More into the psychology of why someone can be racist, and also thinking about what kind of messed up human do you have to be to look at an innocent baby and you decide to teach it your hateful ways. Well, if you want to find that out, you shouldn't ask me, but you should instead ask the Rob/Pendergraft family tree. But before we get into that, there's one thing I need you to do, and I do this every single video, you know what it is. I need you to enjoy the video. Thanks for 50K. Peace.
If he fuck with me, he push a pedal somewhere in the
Privacy.
middle.
So that racist ass kid in the beginning that I showed you was a clip from a show called The Andrew
Family Stick, you mean? I don't get it.
Show, a show for white kids, which was a white supremacist web series aimed at children that started back in 2010. This video series didn't only drop on YouTube, but it was also connected to a website called White Pride TV, a website based in Arkansas made only for white people to teach them Christian and supremacist beliefs. Now, if you don't know what a white supremacist is, you're pretty lucky. But in short, it's a person who is white that believes that their race is superior to every other race. And usually these types of people feel the need to protect that race, as their leaders might lead them to believe that the white race is dying out and this is a problem and America is going to shit. And while not all of them think killing other races is the best way to go about protecting the white race, a majority of them aren't very opposed to it. And it's just so fucking confusing that these people even exist. Just the thought process of thinking my color is better than your color, I'm gonna get together a gaggle of weirdos and goblins that agree with me, and we're gonna fuck you up until the whole world is this color, because I don't like you. Then they'll go on about their day, hop in their pickup truck while riding down to the pub. Hey brother, pass me the ox, let me put on that new Tom McDonald EP. But yeah, it's a whole different evil to keep up this ideology and to pass it down to innocent kids.
Now, most of you have heard about the movie called The Spy Next Door. Now, Jackie Chan in the movie is a spy, but he is dating a white person, has 3 kids. But the 2 people dating are race mixing, and that is not good. Not good at all.
This kid was 10 years old when recording this, according to articles. 10 years old, that's like 5th grade. Imagine a 5th grader that doesn't even know algebra yet, but can tell you all about those damn Jews. And the show's whole purpose of existing was to make more kids like this and believe these ideologies. On this episode, he talked about how race mixing is bad on his Dr. Umar shit right now. Now this show kept on running for a few years. They got up to about like 25 episodes until something terrible happened. YouTube actually did their job. Andrew's whole channel is fucking gone, and all the videos are deleted and privated. So I had to go on a little investigation to see if I can find out more about what happened. The way I even found out about this whole thing was through Reddit, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but this might have been the post that I saw when I first heard about this. Because I don't remember these guys' usernames or these comments, but I definitely remember being in this Not Tim and Eric subreddit when I made my first Reddit account. So I initially got this link and it led to nowhere. It led to a deleted YouTube channel. So I threw in the Wayback Machine and then I could see what I hadn't seen before with the actual channel layout, and it was connected to other channels. His sister's channel also has no more content on it, but you put in the Wayback Machine, you see the videos. But the thing is, these videos aren't unlisted, they're all deleted, so I can't watch them anyway. After doing a little bit more searching through articles, I see that this channel is connected with another website called White Pride TV, which finding this website was super weird because I had to go through white supremacist forums to even find an accurate link. And now, a dramatic reading of the white supremacist forums.
Brothers, can we save ourselves? My family is so insufferable. I live in a liberal household. My aunt is a bruh. I have 2 half-black cousins. My grandparents have been to BLM rallies, and almost everyone in my home has voted for Biden. Living in this environment really ruins my hopes. I've been called a racist, but I haven't even gone full mask off yet. Oh well, they'll know about it someday. Is this fixable? Will we ever be able to recover from this degeneracy? Same old answer. Segregation going on your own. My family and I have little in common. Don't need BS in your life. We are not doomed, but not everyone's going to make it. People
fucking losers.
who want to mix races, be liberals, or engage in homosexuality are dripping cheap. Bro, this sounds like a fucking parody. This is not real.
I got introduced to many emails, many phone numbers, and many descriptions of the whole group itself. Apparently it was connected to a group called the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, which, yeah, if I didn't mention earlier, the KKK is a group of white supremacists. But this website, most importantly, had archives to old episodes of this Andrew show. But the problem is that Google doesn't enable Flash anymore. Why is every big corporation just ruining this video? And after this, I was really sad because I felt like I hit a brick wall.
This guy knows that other web browsers exist, right?
When it came to these, because I really wanted to see these episodes. I really wanted to see Andrew go off about what's going on in America right now, and wait a minute, they're on YouTube. No way!
Hi, I'm
Holy shit! All I had to do was search his name in the YouTube search bar, and it's one of the first. I don't deserve a channel. It's not fully what I was looking for as a.
MH Darkbeast says, since Ghazi Kodo, aka Uhuru, and so many of us are white toilet seat complected. What? Complected MFers, thoughts on watching. What?
Do y'all see my.
I don't even know who the fuck this is. Explain who he is and explain what the fuck you're talking about.
It's not full episodes, but it's like one section of one and one 30-second segment of one.
Now, all of you know about the attack in Arizona. Well, that person shot all the people. Now, if the people had guns, they could have shot him before anyone else was shot and killed. Now, don't let anyone tell you that guns are bad, because cops have guns and they are good. And if all the people...
Guns can't be bad, because cops have guns. And cops are good!
But the meeting had guns. They could have shot the crazy shooter before he shot the 9-year-old girl.
Fucking solid logic right there, my boy. And I'm not ragging on the kid, by the way. I'm just ragging on this whole concept and the people that put him
Nick says, I wonder what he'd think of BLM members having guns.
in charge.
That's the thing, this kid doesn't think anything. He's reading a script his racist ass piece of shit parents gave him.
Charge of this.
And then next week, bye.
Charge of this.
And then next week, bye.
That's a sus wipe. I don't think that's true. That's true. Race is stupid.
Save the white race. There's something deeply fucking creepy about this. It's like I'm watching like an ARG. This doesn't feel like I should be watching this. I also found this clip from this channel called Secular Talk.
Hi, my name is Andrew. And my name is Alex. This show is for all the white kids out there. Is everybody having a good Christmas? Have you seen the new Disney princess movie? It's called The Princess and the Frog. The princess is a black, so that is good for all the black kids out there. But the prince is white, but race mixing is wrong.
Look, a lot of the times when we do the show, it's funny and we laugh and we mock some of the dumbest politicians in the country. I mean, here you are taking little kids, I mean, they're little molds of clay. And if you preach to them from when they're young that white people are superior, black people are inferior, they're evil, they're evil, they're evil, they're evil, guess what? They're gonna genuinely believe that when they grow up. And none of that is true. It's all false.
Facts! Shout out Secular. He's going off. But who's the one that was in charge of putting poor old Andrew and his sister in charge of this channel? Well, the person listed under recording and producing these shows is one Rachel Pendergraft, a spokesperson for the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, and her dad is someone fairly important in the whole scheme of this. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Thomas Robb, the current leader of the KKK and Andrew's grandfather. He was in that one Nico on Milana video. If you've seen that and you're recommended, I pranked the most racist man in America. That's our guy right there. Thomas was a pastor who in 1989 took over the KKK from David Duke, became the leader and enforced his religious teachings amongst all these racist people, including his wife, sons and daughters, who would then go on to teach their sons and daughters, including Andrew. And after seeing all this, I wanted to see how these people were doing in the present time, if they were still on their racist grind. Well, I found some of the family's social media, and they just linked to their weird political blog spots. I'm gonna be 100% with you, Chief. I'm not reading that. I was also talking about the phone numbers and emails linked on the site. It's the phone number I called and texted didn't work, and then there were the emails. So Editor RT, if you got a response from any of these people, put it in now.
Did I really think I was gonna get a response, bro?
But there is some good or bad news on the story.
You just got here. Is this Andrew Kid Andrew Tate? No, this is a different Andrew. We watched the Andrew
To be
Tate
honest,
stuff
I've
already.
kind of hit a brick wall. No, I actually did find out where Thomas Robb and his children have been, and they've been at his church in Arkansas, which have a YouTube channel. But yeah, you come here, and it just seems like they're doing the same thing that they've always done. They're just mixing in teachings of religion and loving people in with political and racist views. You got people like Thomas here, his son. We see Rachel again. This is them all now. This is all in 2022. And also we get some people that we've never seen before, like this lady and fucking Steve. If you weren't sure they were racist before, this should be enough evidence to prove to you. RT joke explanation time. You see this flag right here? That's the flag of the Confederacy. These guys were bad. They wanted slavery. But the good...
Saleon says, Godsey was a dude who ran a black supremacist national group. They tried to make a commune with no support. The group had like a thing about white members needing to prove themselves or they were not allowed full membership. He apparently ran away with the money from the failed compound. They tried to build it on a plot of land they didn't even own or rent. Apparently he killed someone too and was often nicknamed Black Hitler. Fucking yikes. We're gonna have to look into that.
The thing is
we haven't done Cult Watch in a while. Do we need to do a Cult Watch episode all about this?
Is that I don't see Andrew or his sister anywhere in or around this place. I actually don't see them on the internet at all. Now this could mean that either they are still part of this, but just kind of staying away from Twitter and social media and all of the stuff that can get them exposed online, or they've decided not to side with their parents' ideologies anymore. And I'm really, really praying for the latter. But what I do know is, if you hate someone just because of the color of their skin, stop. There is zero reason for that being okay. I don't care what you shoot at me. It doesn't make any sense. If you're white and treat anyone differently based on the color of their skin, stop that. If you're a color other than white and you hate white people, stop that. You hate someone for their culture or something that they were born with that literally can't change. No matter how much you want to, you can't change your race unless you're like fucking Ariana Grande. Changes colors like every 2 years. She's like a chameleon. Yeah, this was a small little deep dive into a really strange section of the internet that I've never been into. That's gonna be it. And the fucking once a month upload schedule going strong. I will start to get more videos out. My next video is a bigger project I've been working on, so it's been taking a while. And school's been...
Okay, this is the thing that was sent from the cult guy.
My hair right now, like, a bitch is living. Black power, y'all, come on in the room. All the people that are smart enough to set their notifications is coming in the room. Put the notifications on. Welcome to the Oh My Ghazi morning show, brought to you at 10 a.m. ish, every Monday through Friday. Set those notifications on because ish means a nigga gonna be late. It is 10:30. It is 10:30, and I'm here. Set the notifications on. Black Power VHS Junkie, Black Power. Everybody, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Oh Lordy, can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? Black Power, Black Power. Oh Lord. Anyways, come on y'all. All y'all who set your notifications on, come on in the room. You're being late. Click that like.
Ghazi is also gay, but he doesn't like being labeled gay because he doesn't like black gay people being lumped in with us. And then there's a word that's too close to a different word, so I'm not going to use it.
Like button. Let's go. Let's get this party started.
MH Darkbeast says, sorry I wasn't clear, he's a black nationalist cult leader. They found a body in his house. Here's a couple of classes, and... Oh no, okay, interesting.
What is going on? Black Power Naya. Yes, click them likes, and come on in the room. Welcome to the Oh My Ghazi morning show, brought to you Monday through Planet. Save the planet. We're gonna get to that. And somebody said 10 to 20 minutes is not enough time, Ghazi, to speak on the things we need to hear. Your format now is perfect, brother. That was DJ Kool-Aid 253. Here doing it for a little bit. Well, this is my second week transitioning the morning show from Facebook to give a damn about people of color that happen to be queer. People of color that happen to be trans. People of color that happen to be homosexual. And unfortunately, a lot of colonized GSNAs, as my organization has titled it. GSNAs means gender and sexuality non-conforming African, okay? So a lot of GSNAs and other colonized people, we confuse gay pride for something that represents us when it does not represent us. It represents white nationalism. It represents a sector of...
How in the world does the LGBTQ plus movement support white nationalism? What the fuck?
The colonizer nation, okay, that sleeps differently than most of the other colonizer nation, that identifies their gender differently than most of the other colonizer nation. And so they have issues within themselves, and then we mirror that and think that it's also our movement, but it's not our movement. Because again, just because the slave master fuck like you, you don't have anything in common with that slave master. You and that slave master are not a community. You and that slave master are not the same. Just because that slave master, you know, transitioned from one gender to another like you does not make you and that slave master the same. That's still a slave master, and you still a slave. And the reason why that slave master is able to transition so easily is because you a slave. See, all...
Does this guy think that white trans people have an easy time transitioning? I'm not saying there aren't extra problems on top of it if you're not white. There are. I'm just saying it's not easy, but okay.
All the stuff that slave master did. See, when Caitlyn Jenner transitioned, she transitioned with the stolen loot and resources of African and colonized people. Those millions that she used to transition came from hundreds of years of oppression, colonization, enslavement of African and colonized people, and gentrification and genocide of your people. While she is living in Napa Valley or whatever, on the hills of California.
So they found a body in this guy's house? That's interesting. This is when the feds were at his house 6 days ago. This is where they're holding my son? What the fuck?
Everyone in line and stuff like that. So he's not like me, you know, all like cushy and telling all my feelings. So that's not his.
Why did his kid get taken away?
I feel like it's kind of funky, but it's like a Gatorade. It's like, y'all, we here protesting against this precinct that has continuously kidnapped and brutalized our children. We are here for Draco, Adrius, aka Draco, my youngest son. Y'all have seen him on multiple lives.
We can take a cleanse. I can't play a 2-minute clip from the Bob's Burgers movie. That's copyright infringement. Alright, let's do something else to close out the show. I don't know. What do you people like? You like Danzy, right? That's something you guys like. It's either you really, really like Danzy or you hate it. I forget which, but it's one of them. Undercover Beast says, "Hiya Hannah, off topic as always, just finished listening to your Public Domania stream from the other day. Ages back I linked to the Chrome extension that lets you toggle on mono audio mode, and I broke your browser's audio for a while because of it. I found a better one, which I reviewed." Okay, thank you.
Well, hi there. So here we are, listening to a YouTube video that has audio only on one side.
I'll check it out later. Here's her song about the recent shooting.
Like a bullet, but you were shooting students like a crazy, and I'm just like, damn. It's 11 a.m. Shooting the school, that's a massacre. But you say in the tweet, that's a torture, and I'm just like, hey, are you okay? And they're trying to mess with their self-expression, but they learned the lesson that mocking and bullying somebody else is no fun. and guns and bullets broke their bones. You need to calm down. If you're funny, don't belong. I'm just like so. You need to just stop. Like, can you just not go to the school town? You need to calm down. You're somebody that's mentally stable, but you were coming at the students like a missile. Why are you mad?
Bittergrin says, that reminds me, I watched the Public Domania VOD, and the target demographic of Crystal Pepsi was me specifically. I drank so much of that shit, I think I kept them afloat for as long as they lasted. Almost on a hype train, also.
When would you be glad? Sunshine on the playground at the school, but you would rather be in the dark mood, plotting that plan. Must take a long time. You just need to see psychologists and try to restore the peace and control your urges to scream about people you hate. Cause she never made anybody less hate, so you need to calm down. You're being too loud, and just like so, you need to just stop. Like, can you just not go to the school town? You need to calm down. And we see you over there on the internet, comparing other shooters who are killing it. But we figured you out. We all know now. We all got crowns. You need to calm down.
Undercover Beast says, oh. So close to a hype train. I think this is the she did like 2 school shooter songs. She did 2 school shooter songs in a row.
Shooting at the school campus on TV. On the sun this morning, finally the shooter broke out crazy.
The new Top Gun looks great.
Return.
Metal Turtle, thanks for gifting a sub, and Undercover Beast, thanks for gifting a sub. Both of you kicked off a hype train.
To some classroom inside. Watching slow motion.
Hey, don't make fun of the tiara. That's a load-bearing tiara. Funny Little Wizard, thanks for 100 bits, says Choo Choo, 56% to level 1.
As you turned around and said, come in, don't take my life away. Don't take their lives away.
Bittergrin with 1,000 bits, says bits for Danzy, thank you.
Watching, please kept waiting, still anticipating miracle.
Level 1 complete.
Ever hesitating to become the shooting victims.
This one I think is in the Hall of Shame.
Turning and returning to
unless she did an even earlier school shooting song. 50% to level 2.
Watching slow motion as you turn around to him and say, come in, don't take my life away. Through the window glass.
Cidosaurus with 100 bits says, oh god, I show up finally after work and I arrived at Danzy doing more bullshit. Undercover Beast says, can you imagine Danzy and Mono left to your only audio mode, or 2 different Danzy songs, one in each year? Sorry for interrupting, jeez. 64% to level 2 and a hydrate.
I saw you in time, your life slipped away. When the shooting happened, I look at you and turn to hear you say, if only for today.
Undercover Beast, thanks for gifting a sub, 92% to level 2. Metal Turtle, thanks for 200 bits. Don't worry, guys. When the hype train is done, we'll end the stream and you'll be free from Danzy. I think I'm half the views on these videos.
Hi, this is the 6th Trump cover song. The Dance Sings Big Singing Channel presents Wrecking Ball. Please share, like, and subscribe to support Trump. Thank you.
2% to level 3. Gotta go slow, true.
They like our hearts being we were tricked, never asking why. We fight, we fell under their trap, a scheme no one could deny. Don't you ever say they can walk away. We will always want Trump. We can't live a life running for our lives. We will always want Trump. He came in like a wrecking ball.
Undercover Beast, thanks for gifting a sub. Citisaurus says, have the rest of my bits. Apparently my computer also hates Danzy because it keeps freezing the stream. Alright. Alright, even I'm sick of the Danzy. I'll make it stop. I'm sorry. It's so effing bad. 31% to level 3. We're still gonna finish the stream once the hype train's done. Chromatic Cuttlefish says Danzy hits and memories. Undercover Beast, thanks for gifting another sub. 60% to level 3. What are we gonna watch in the meantime? Maybe something from Everything is Terrible. They normally have some weird stuff.
Hey, I love playing my drums, kid. In fact, you know, I'm a coconutty drummer. Play coconut drums. Play coconut drums. Play coconut drums. I play coconut drums. Coconut drums always sound alright.
You know what? I do want Rem Lazar. Which is coming to Blu-ray, by the way. Very exciting. %60 to level 3 with a minute and a half left. Undercover Beast with 100 bits says, Rem Lazar, here you are. Undercover Beast, thanks for another gifted sub. 88% to level 3. Monster Jr., thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. %98 to level 4. tonight. We do. % to level 5. Undercover Beast, thanks for gifting 5 more tier 1 subs. 85% to level 5. This is the bop. This is the single.
From some place even higher, Ramblers on, Ramblers on. I can touch, I can feel, I can hear and see so much more than a fantasy. I can run, I can jump, I can dance and sing. Believe in yourself and do anything.
Believe in yourself and do anything.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, but from some place even higher. Ramblers on, Ramblers on. I can walk, I can talk, I can listen and learn as the wheels in my mind begin to turn. But I'll never forget what you've given to me. The power to touch, feel, hear, and see.
The power to touch, feel, hear, and see.
There been skies, but not like this one. They always seem too high to touch. Dreams are real, and they've just begun. They're yours if you want them that much.
Some people put off for tomorrow the dreams that they often for today. It is now, and we're proud to say we're reaching out to touch the sky.
La, 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 la.
Moira Soma, thanks for gifting a sub and getting us to level 5. Holy shit, I'm free. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Close your eyes, concentrate.
Oh, I'm getting me one of those Blu-rays. You know it.
We'll journey through a cosmic state. We're reaching out to touch the sky.
Some people put off for tomorrow.
Just because Rem Lazar did 9/11 doesn't mean you need to be hard on him for it, okay? Jesus. Well, like I said, Sunday is going to be the Patreon-only live stream, so if you'd like to become a Patreon and be a part of that, you can do so. Patreon.com/HannahReloaded. I'll be back tomorrow for Tinfoil Tuesday, so we'll be doing all sorts of fun conspiracy theory debunkings and stuff tomorrow. That'll be good. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else going on. What's
in
Dan
the last
doing?
14 days. Okay?
Nothing I care about. No offense to Dan, like the guy, but doesn't seem interesting. Service is always good though, so let's see what Service is up to. As always, thanks everyone. Chat, you're all valid. And I love you all. Parasocially. Femboy 911. Remlazar doing 9/11 and Femboy 9/11 existing implies some things about Remlazar. A, that he's a top, and B, that he fucks femboys. Anyway, I'll leave on that note. So, Chromatic Cuttlefish, thanks for subscribing for 2 months at tier 2. Appreciate ya. Appreciate ya. Anyway, once again, Remlazar fucks femboys. Have a good night!